Keep in mind, again, Germany does have the advantage as far as EU ping being played on their server. Might affect the picks. Might not. Us Yankees are certainly known for our bluster and confidence. They might say, ping ain't a thing, just a number, just like your age. And hopefully going to be aging well that comment as we look to get for these first picks and bans. Anything certain content we're expecting to see here locked away?
I'm still looking for that Sinks. I am expecting Sinks to be banned one of these first 2. And there we go.
Would you look at that? Ragnarok, what about your end?
Well, it's obvious, right? This character is just, it's too much. Too much competitive.
And the question is, what does US respond with? It seems it's going to be the Decker. Don't want to deal with that dual lane support stun ball action. Forces Germany and the US to also go for something different. So now looking for our first pick here. It's got to be that Severog locked in here for Germany.
It's just obvious pick here, and obvious ban as well, because from the USA, I don't think they can play the Decker in this ping, so it's just like, let's just move this away. The first pick for Severog, we already know Llama. I think he's piloting this in the offline for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. I see that the US picked Steel. I remember him getting banned quite a lot in previous games, with some impact when he wasn't banned, so that's quite exciting.
Twin Bass locked in alongside.
Weird first 2 picks, in my opinion. I'm not expecting that. I don't know what is that, but they're cooking maybe. Yeah. Wraith, very standard again.
Yeah.
Mid lane pick. Very strong picks from the from Germany here. Well, USA seem to have a plan. They're not usually going for the picks that we have seen. It looks like they're just picking comfort right now.
Yeah. Especially with the first game, sometimes opening up with something a bit unexpected can be a benefit to your side. You know, you expect them to go by tradition and standards, and now US is kind of throwing a bit of a funky melting pot at you. Makes sense given the country as well. Terra, standard again. It's just these top champs that we really expect to see. She's going to be diving your backline, causing a fuss.
Yeah, yes, Germany's made us living here. You gotta say that. That's for sure.
Well, hopefully they're going to enjoy those picks.
Well, it's always a joy to watch these characters, right? Just run down the enemy team, and I think Terra is a huge pick into Steel. How is he gonna peel the Twin Blast? It just doesn't matter. Argus, though, at least they go one of these meta picks. A little bit nerfed, still strong in my opinion. Still has his uses. Can play into the Wraith.
Yeah, locking in that mid. And now just remaining a few more picks for each side here. Anything particular, given that US has gone unconventional so far, do we see anything else, some other cookery that could maybe slot in well with this dish? What other spices could they add? Won't be a howitzer, because that's been banned away.
Counter jungle, maybe? Maybe they're going to counter jungle here.
Ooh, that was spicy. I would love to see that.
Could be seen here.
So ban is pretty stable for Acid. The Howitzer ban here. But I think the Wraith... Probably the Wraith is actually not going mid. It's not usually known for his Wraith, so I think this is a Wraith ADC, and we're still waiting for a mid pick for Germany here. Yeah. Richter ban, very strong character. They just don't want us, even though I don't think the USA would want to play it on ping, but again, just pretty good character.
Yeah, you know, I would love to see a Faye pick so far from Germany. I think she's very strong now after they made a change to her. I feel like the opponent team, like the US team so far,
they could be really interesting with the buffs, but would be able to play into the August? That would be a question.
So this should then be a Steel jungler offlane.
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know where this guy's ambling to. I mean, like, obviously you can scorch, like, mid, could be mid, Argus, mid. We've seen Argus amble at other places before, even in the Nations League itself. So, hey, they could be going anywhere. They've got flexibility on their side. The question is it too much? You still don't want to bend over so far that you end up breaking. Going to be the Muriel locked in here by Germany Gold. They're just trying to stick with what they know, and what they know might be best.
Yeah, I love that pick. I love Muriel. She's just so nice at the moment.
Well, you have 2 tanks. It's not a bad pick. Quite unusual right now. We haven't seen her a lot lately, but it's always good as long as you can get into these team fights, that's for sure. But the Iggy, might this be an Iggy APC and we're looking at Twin Blast Iggy lane or something? Maybe.
That would be spicy.
I mean, all eyes on the dual lane, right? All eyes on the mid now locked in there potentially. I mean, we said that Wraith could have been it, but I think with the Gideon lock in, it's already a rest
For sure.
assured. Chimera has been locked in here by US to solidify each comp. Guys, comp for comp, what game plan are we seeing here on each side?
Germany just wants to go late game and they win it without even a sweat. If Germany goes late game, they just won the game. But we have the Chimera, we have the Iggy. That's weird. I don't know if that's off lane or something. We have the Steel, have the Argus. They're looking to skirmish early game as expected. But I don't know. The Iggy is good for objectives. Argus is good at objective. I still think that the Germany team fighting is just better. They're just gonna run it down.
Yeah, I completely agree with that analysis. I think like if this game goes long while, if it just goes to all those team fights, I think Germany will just have the upper hand here. I feel like the US's best chance is just if it gets dirty, if it gets brawly, I feel like they have a much better chance.
We're looking for the US to keep it short and sweet. These fights need to be your 1s-on-1s, your 2s-on-2s. Jump someone in an alley. Don't stick around for the police to show up. You're going to get caught. You're going to get put in chains. You're going to get arrested and not with any bail. So hopefully US can abide by their game plan. It's unconventional. Will it catch them off the mark? They're playing on high ping, and they've got high hopes for success here. Comp for comp, I think you guys have already alluded to it, but just who are we throwing our favor to?
Germany, hands down.
Germany for sure. Like, can't say no to that.
Germany looking to bring it on, and they're looking to try to put an end to this game. Mach schnell. With that being said, only one way to find out where it all ends up. Casters, TJ, DJ, and Dr. Shadow, we bringing you the action. Bring it on.
It on, Dilo. Thank you so much, and welcome to the double flannel casting desk here with myself and Dr. Shadow, casting here Germany Gold versus the USA. And Dr. Shadow, I know that you're going to be very happy. Not only, of course, that we get to be casting together, which is always a blast, but you finally got the Decker ban.
I got the Decker ban, and my team, the United States, has my two favorite heroes, Iggy Scorch and Argus. This is the best possible way that I can imagine World War II recreation happening. This is incredible. I'm so excited.
Really does feel like, Dosha, it's like Christmas has come early, right? Kind of everything that you want going for them as well. But I just want to take a bit of a moment because we have got a little bit of an issue on the back end. So I might have to just vamp a little bit until we get onto that Sanctuary map here with this draft, right? It felt to me, especially early on in this pick, Germany just kind of said, okay, yeah, we'll take Zev. We'll just take the Wraith. We'll just take the Terror. We'll take the strongest picks that we feel are available right now. But the US starts to go a little bit unorthodox, and it feels like they're cooking up something.
The US, you could definitely tell that they are cooking something with the intention of playing on ping. I can't remember if it was mentioned or not, but this game 1 is going to be happening on EU servers. So, I am notorious for getting flamed for saying that ping doesn't matter. It does, in fact, matter to a certain degree. And there are some heroes that are just better suited for playing on ping. So those Arguses, the Iggies, I think that's why we're seeing Chimera in the jungle. He's very simple from a micro level scale. So as long as you are strong in that macro level gameplay, which I anticipate the United States being, I think they've set themselves up to be successful while playing at this disadvantage against this Germany powerhouse team.
And we're expecting this to be a bit of a fiery affair, right, Shadow? I mean, when I look at the roster that USA are running here, essentially the PCC winning team of the Doctors make up their main roster. A couple of subs sprinkled here and there because of the rotation rules that we have here in the Nations League to make sure everyone does have a chance to play on the roster. I mean, I'm seeing North getting that Chimera, like expecting US just to keep that brawl style going. And as you say, with the ping, North just has to click on someone, just jump, ult them, follow up. I mean, Iggy and Scorch, those turrets, they don't care about ping. They don't care about lag. They're just going to auto-lock onto whoever you want.
Exactly. And I've played Argus on ping plenty of times with some of my EU buddies. And he feels quite nice to play, right? Like, Dreadnova can be a pain in the butt to hit. But it's not the end of the world, right? Like, you still have 3 other spells that are quite easy to hit on ping, in my personal opinion. But you have Steel, who also has Shield Slam, right? Shield Slam, 3 control spells. He can just put a shield down, and that has an impact. I think this is, to your point, this is definitely going to be a fiery affair because we have Iggy and Scorch, and I think that the United States draft is just better suited currently to focus on those objectives. So the fieriness that you were talking about, I think, is going to be found around those Fang Teeth and those Orb Prime pits.
And as you mentioned there, with us dropping finally down in towards the Sanctuary map for this first game, Germany Gold going to be your team on Dawn side that we are watching from their perspective against the US team on Dusk as well. And so we want it to be a fiery affair. We want some early skirmishing here, Doc. So if you would just want to talk maybe about the opening few minutes, right? I mean, are we maybe anticipating some form of cheese, some shenanigans, or going to play this one a little bit more mellow, a bit more yellow going into this one, and then maybe, as say, look towards those objective fights later on?
Yeah, I'm expecting a pretty safe, pretty neutral first, let's say, 5 minutes. Generally around the 3 minutes mark is when we start seeing kind of those spicy little like microcosm fights break out, especially around those river buffs in the mid lane. Something you'll hear me talk a lot about is just stressing the importance of these river buff runes, especially if you're an Iggy and Scorch or Gideon, right? Like you need those to stay in lane in order to continue farming, to continue to push your advantage, to get ahead of the enemy mid laner. But it's also an opportunity for the opposing junglers to come, and they can also get hunt stacks. So I'm anticipating Chimera, he's going to be running at that river buff. He's going to be trying to get a hunt off on it. He hopefully, burns the Gideon flash. But Gideon, they have to play safe because Gideon, you're not really killing him necessarily. Like he has a get out of jail free card on top of Blink. So you got to play safe, get farm, get strong.
Yeah, definitely having a lot of tools available for the side of this Germany Gold team. As we are back to our handsome faces here on the casting desk, we have got some issues with the spectator. Of course, it wouldn't be a TJ cast without something going wrong with this damn pesky spectator. But hey-ho, just the way it is. So we're just going to vamp a little bit longer here. So, I mean, the desk were talking about some crucial matchups that we're looking forward to. I mean, you did allude to that Iggy and Scorch versus the Gideon in the mid lane, how that wants to play out here. I want to maybe focus a little bit more on the jungle matchup here, because I think on paper, we have essentially one of the top junglers in NA versus one of the top junglers in EU. We have North versus Envenom as well. And honestly, it's going to be so much fun to watch both these junglers just go at it, really, and try and set the teams up for success.
Yeah, Venom on that Sevarog, or no, sorry, he's going to be on Terra. Venom on Terra or Sevarog, doesn't matter which hero. He's going to be an absolute menace. He was popping off earlier in the group stages. He seems to have this understanding of how to be oppressive without overextending. More so, we saw earlier Flame Pokin when he was in the jungle. He was overextending and giving up deaths, and giving kills and net worth over to the opposing team. Venom doesn't tend to do that as much. He tends to hit hard and then he walks away, resumes farming, and kind of he enables himself to spiral his net worth lead into the game. So because of the ping, I got to give the edge to Ven here. I personally actually haven't seen North in the jungle in a hot minute. Generally, he's a mid laner when I'm watching. So I really can't speak to what I'm expecting from this North Chimera heading into this game.
I mean, it's a bit of a throwback to a few PCCs ago, really. Of course, North was absolutely running the show on that Chimera pick. And since then, trying to recapture some of that magic. And maybe this is the start of it as well. I have always rated North. But actually, as you say, the North is playing the mid lane. So he's going to have a map here who is, as you say, the current PC champion and jungler as well. So honestly, just stacked jungle available for both of these teams here. And looking over towards the left-hand side, a little bit of a cheekiness going on here. So as he have been cooking, Junior might be the one who's in trouble here. He's got 3 members running at him level 1, but Junior blinks, looking to break some ankles. He's got the right to jump with somebody. He's a bit too far away from his tower. Maybe one more shot. Rixon with the body blocking as Junior just walked away from this one. Yes, he has. And the play falls apart.
That is a devastating loss for the side of the United States there. You cannot commit. You can see here, Llama. Oh, and we missed it over in the duo lane. Zihi giving up first blood the way of Rixter. So what looked to be first blood going the way of the United States was turned around into a psych you thought moment. Not only is the off lane now a nightmare for the United States, the duo lane is too. And there's still not a hero in the off lane.
Well, I mean, Sneaks is trying to go for the bull rush, but the bull rush goes wide. And it seems that with US, I mean, they took this steal very early on in the draft. You have to think maybe there was a little bit of cooking going on. We're going to cheese gank duo. We're going to cheese gank the mid lane. You get a flash, you lose the life of your support and miss the bull rush, and now you're going to be a bit late to the party on the right-hand side. Ven doing a bit of vertical jungle. Llama coming from in between the towers. Is good blink from Sneaks though to at least get to his tower, but Llama needs just one Siphon Soul available to him. He's level 3, the full kit's available, as level 2 is still going to come out, but Ven behind the tower looking for it as that hurl does connect. It's a good shield bash and a good bull rush as well. Ven's going to go down. He's going to lose his life. The tower will take it. Llama will get the kill, and most importantly, keeps himself alive.
And Sneaks did not get the hit onto Terra, so Ven does not give up anything really go in the way of Sneaks. So that was, again, just they're cooking, but I don't think anybody's really hungry right now. Like I don't fully understand what happened, and now Sneaks is proceeding back over to the duo lane or red side. The United States is all over the place right now. But hey, this is NA Tech. This is NA Tech for all you viewers at home. The point is to kind of give you a sense of false disillusionment so that you think, oh man, these Americans are so stupid. But they're cooking, and I believe in USA.
The problem is that they're cooking. However, here in Europe, it's already dinner time. We've already eaten, so I don't think we're feeling very hungry anymore. For this one here, but yeah, okay, so I love how, like, when we set this up right at the start, Shadow, we were like, yeah, we're gonna get like a pretty standard game of Predecessor, definitely gonna be fiery, but a lot of skirmishes, a lot of fighting here, and now we've just got this roaming steal running around the map. Llama is solo just farming in that right hand side on a Sevrog, mind you. I mean, Llama's he's having the time of his life right now.
Yeah, Llama is just over here playing Farming Simulator. He has just under 10 CS per minute, which is just like perfection, especially for a hero who relies on getting last hits with spells. They are going to apply a little pressure here on a seed here, Zihi with the rotate from duo lane on the Argus, but it looks like Zihi might be the one in trouble rotating into the duo lane here.
Need to just try and get back through the mid lane, but with that push onto the mid and also Mav on that Chimera pushing out, Mav actually going very low here. He is able to escape though. They're still sticking around that river, still very, very dangerous here, and also with that Fangtooth spawning at the 5-minute mark as well. USA behind on tempo here. And I think maybe it could be a bit, you can forgive Germany Gold for maybe thinking, what on earth are we watching here? But honestly, you know, they're just playing this pretty standardly. And so far, it seems that Germany Gold are the team, at least, with the lead.
Yeah, Germany not overcommitting, not overstepping, not getting cocky and putting themselves in terrible positions. They're simply allowing the United States to overstep, make poor rotations. They're wasting experience, wasting gold all across the map right now. If we were to look at a graph, Germany is probably like far ahead of the United States in terms of net worth and even to a certain degree experience, mainly because of Sneaks and Zihi's like wild rotations that they've done. But it's still early. There's still plenty of time to make something happen. And we see here North and Mav now rotating onto the Fangtooth, doing what Iggy and Scorch does, and that is objectives.
Well, I mean, this is a good heads-up play by the United States, sensing an opportunity here. There's no wards down for the side of Germany Gold to know this is being taken. They're doing lane in a bit of equilibrium. It seems Sid was pushed out and recalled, so just is still a good heads-up play. It might have been a very dicey opening few exchanges from the side of Team US, but here they are taking that first neutral here, and Germany might have been playing just a little bit too passive in that regard.
Yeah, it felt like with all those weird rotations from the United States, they almost were like the boy who cried wolf. So as soon as they step into the fog wall, you're like, I don't know where they are. They could be coming at me. But little did Team Germany know that they were on that first Fangtooth. And it looks like with Zihi rotating over to the off lane, they're going to do something similar, keep people guessing, and maybe get this mini prime when it comes up in, what is that, a minute or so.
Well, I mean, if you don't know the plan, there's no chance of your opponents know the plan at all. And if it's just, it feels like these rotations decided by the roll of a dice, the whim of chance, who is going to make the move, who's going to make the rotation. And Zihi is the one stepping forward here into that red side jungle, linking up with North on that Iggy and Scorch. But Ven over here with Llama as well. Poking down, Zihi might be punished over this rotation. Llama and Ven going to make the play. Subjugates goes wide. Ven with that reckless assault jumps forward, gonna burn the blink on towards Zihi. Just gonna simply retreat back towards this mid lane as we have a bit of a grouping up here. All members of the teams, apart from the ADCs, are in position in the mid lane.
But you can see the XP differential here, right? You have Colossal below, up and ready to go on the side of Germany, but no Shield Slam yet. Well, actually, he just turned 6. So Sneaks now has Shield Slam. So during that 4v4, I believe it was level 5. That was kind of sketchy, but they're doing exactly what we talked about. They stepped into the fog wall, and now it's a big question. Where's Team America? Where are they? They're on Mini Prime. They're getting the second objective, so if they can secure this for themselves, that's 2 out of 2. But Germany's not giving it away for free.
Armor is at least in the vicinity. Dreadnought going to connect that first stun. Ball rushing him back forward, but Zihi's already down, and Tassid with the black hole looking to engage for Team Germany. The members are low. They're stuck inside of the pit. North is weak, and Ven is here looking to clean up. Tassid getting that first pick on towards North. Mav able to blink over the wall and gets himself to safety. They do at least preserve that mini prime buff as Germany take 2 kills in response.
Yeah, never give up anything for free. Fantastic collapse by the side of Germany, realizing, hey, you know, we are still high numbered over in that mid lane, so they just brought 3 over, collapsed on that mini prime pit, had a really nice black hole by a seed, and punished Team USA for their hubris in what has been just the weirdest 9 minutes of Predecessor I think I've ever watched. But to your point, they did keep that mini prime buff, and now it's a matter of, can they do something with it? Can they take a tower? Can they win a big fight? And it looks like Mav is going to come over to this duo lane, so let's find out.
Well, we're trying to find out if Rixer can keep his life here. Consecrated Ground from Junior is used. No reversal of fortune. Mav is eyeing up the ambush. Going to get the jump and going to hit 2 axes. Rixer is down. It's a good commit over towards the left-hand side, and it's still a good punish. But Team USA getting their first kill of the game at the 9-minute mark, and with all of the shenanigans at level 1 and afterwards here, seems it's taken him quite a while to get on the board in that regard.
And I believe Mav is staying in that duo lane. Yeah, he's going to utilize his buff to hopefully apply some pressure. I can't see how low this tower is quite yet. It looks like, oh, it's at 75% and counting very quickly.
And down.
Yeah, it is going down, and this is what I wanted to see with this mini prime buff is, I mean, at the very least, they got to have to hold that thought. Highland Hurl coming in.
Ben looking for the pick on towards Mav, who has to use his blink at the last possible moment. Tassid with the taunt space forward. Cosmic Reach takes down Mav, and now Germany want to punish more because another hurl is hit from Ven, and Tassid gets himself a double kill on the left-hand side. Germany punished once again, but the madness can't end because Team US are looking to take down an early tower in the tier 1.
You've got to push, you've got to pull. Gideon just made a double kill rotation over to the duo lane. You have to get this tower. You have to. For free, and that is exactly what we need to see. But on the flip side, over in that duo lane, it looks like Germany does take down Neo over in that Twin Blast, and it looks like they're also going to look to secure that tower simultaneously. Whew, this Severog over in the off lane, he's just been alone farming, and he just took a tier 1 tower, got local gold for it. So net worth control in this game is spiraling out of control.
Big rotation, no. Mav jumping on towards Rick, so there's the blink. Shield Slam comes out from Sneaks. The ball rush trying to throw this character in towards the walls. He jumping down, Dreadnought on towards Rickster for a reversal of Fortune. Event is going to finally drop down. Rickster still trying to survive. Junior able to at least hit them with that orb. And now Tassid with a 3rd rotation over from the mid lane, trying to clean up some kills. He's got Junior with him as well. Reversal is available. Mav able to jump down on towards Tassid, but you're not winning that one, my friend. Tassid's still got 2 rocks. He's going to rock your world, finding 2 picks here. But now it's going to be Germany gold in prime position to start up the second Fangtooth off of that rotation from Llama.
Yeah, Germany gold just asserting their dominance here. Tassid has, what, enough mana for maybe 2 spells, but he's landing every single spell that he hits, mainly in part because of ping, but every spell that he hits in tandem with the combustion is just hitting so hard. He chunked Mav to half HP with 2 rocks. So as a result of that dominant showcase there, yeah, they didn't wipe Team USA or anything, but they just pushed them back. They forced them to reset, and as a result, they've now equalized the Fangtooth objective scoreboard, now making it equal across the board for that. So it's 1-1, and the next Fangtooth, 3rd Fangtooth, the game is going to be really important for deciding will United States get it and be able to make all these weird rotations, or will Germany do it and use it to shut down all of these weird rotations that we're seeing.
I mean, weird rotations, did that phrase, that word weird right now? I mean, this is some unprecedented predecessor that we have been able to watch here. The rotations coming out from Team US. Seems that they might have just calmed down now, but I think maybe that might be because the damage has been a little bit too great. I say for every pick that Team US are able to do, is Germany finding structures. They're finding these rotations, bit of movement around. 7 kills to 2, looking pretty good. I'm seeing quite a wide gap in the support levels. A level 7 available for Junior. That Argus, he still does not have the Synaptic Obliterator available to him. It's like mid lanes are even. There's a level down in jungle here. There's a lot of bleeding here on the side of Team US. Need to stem it out, and maybe some of the novelty of the weird rotation might just start to run out here.
Yeah, it is definitely bleeding, and I will say that they are able to put a bandage on it by taking that mid tower and the left tower, but over in the mid lane, Acid and Ven are able to knock Norf out easily. I mean, it's an Iggy and Scorch. You just get on top of him and he dies. There's a fight breaking out.
Yeah, Sid with that black hole onto 2 members, and it's just so easy with the amount of setup that Team Germany have. He will be the first to drop map, still looking for the play, the ambush, the reverse on a good taunt space, able to keep Tacit alive, and Llama, the subjugate, locks down Neo on that Twin Blast, and in the blink of an eye, Team US going to be losing 4 members, and also taking down that tier 1 tower for them as well. Sneaks and stand and watch here as that final structure will fall, and Team Germany able to complete the tier 1 completion run and take down all towers.
I was gonna say there was a bandage that Team USA was able to put on there in the form of the mid and duo tower, but they just gave a near team wipe in that mid tower and that mid tower tier 1, so they've equalized in terms of opening the map up for that left to right rotations. Germany is now able to freely move all around the map with very little penalty. So any advantage that the United States had, or any sort of like equalizing potential that they had, is now officially gone. And after that big fight, we now see the second mini prime has spawned. So it looks like Germany is just going to waltz right in.
Well, at the moment, it will be a 2 versus 2. Make that a 4 versus 2 here as Team US, but in the vicinity. Mav, though, might find himself being picked off here. Tried to go for the flank, but he is the one that got it in the river. And now they're going to look to collapse even more as Germany Gold arriving with reinforcements aplenty. Zihi doing what he can, but Ether Crystal bounces him up to knock him straight back down to his spawn. 2 kills dropping, including the jungler. That means Germany Gold going to be starting up that mini prime. Sneaks it with the setback from Richter. He's going to look to maybe try and play Disruption Duty, but with Ven, with that hunt, it's a free secure. And once again, Germany Gold finding a lot more for their bargain as they take another neutral.
Germany Gold, they now have the mini prime buff, and they just wiped the United States. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a full wipe, but they just pushed them all back and very affirmatively set themselves up as, hey, we are so far ahead of you, you can't even like think about fighting us at this point in the game. And if you're the United States, you're thinking the same thing. How do we touch these guys? How do we get anywhere close to them? And the answer is you have to fight away from Llama. This Sevarog is just so strong and so far ahead after having 10 minutes of free farm with uncontested. You can't, like, as soon as he appears, you have to run away.
Only sitting with stage 3 pauldrons on his shoulders here. Tacit, though, might be caught out in the mid lane. Quite a number of Team US looking to collapse on it, including with North. And there is a lot of damage down, and North gets a big shutdown on towards the mid laner for Germany Gold. Ben has arrived here, but Team US more than happy with that pick. And a Fangtooth spawning, taking out a very crucial team fighting ultimate here. USA starting to step up here and trying to get a setup on towards this third important Fangtooth.
That is a fantastic bounty going the way of North. Very strong mid laner on a very important hero in this game. Unfortunate timing, though, with the kill there. They did get Tacit, but by the time he respawns, I don't think Fangtooth's going to be dead. Maybe
They're
it
going to
might.
contest here. I mean, it's still 50-50. Vent and Mav are still in the pit, but Vent just simply wailing on Mav. That Fangtooth has just left the aggro. Neo is going to drop. So does Mav. Jungle out, and now Germany want to collapse with the health bars looking a bit low, and Team US still have the damage. Junior still has the reversal of fortune, able to find a knockup. That's Zihi dropping, and also going to pick up the one and final member for the side of Team US. Germany gold, clean up house. It's another ace, and they're the ones who say thank you for the leash, my friend, securing that third Fangtooth.
Whoo, that was an RGS ace. They just absolutely wiped the floor with the United States. They took that third Fangtooth, their second Fangtooth for the game. They now have bonus move speed out of combat, and they confirmed exactly what I was saying. The fight was looking somewhat okay. You know, the brawl kind of broke out around the initiation of the Fangtooth, but as soon as Llama shows up, the game is just over, man. Like, he does so much damage, and he takes so much damage, and there's nothing you can do to get away from him. The United States has no answer at this point, and it feels like the game is spiraling out of control. But I mean, we can't discredit just how impactful Junior over on that Muriel has been. He has been on point, providing extra shielding to make his unkillable Llama, as well as a Seed, just that much more unkillable. So just fantastic positioning by the support on Germany Gold.
And also making some plays just to keep Rickster alive in that dual lane, just to weather the onslaught that Team USA have brought to the party here. But now at 18 minutes and 20 seconds, those opening exchanges, those opening rotations, sneaks banned for AFK. Certainly not. He's probably got the most amount of steps done in this entire game, rotating not even from his own lane, but just starting in duo, then to mid, then back to mid, then to finally taking some of his own XP as well as just moving around. But here we are. It just seems so long ago. We're 18 minutes, nearly 19 minutes into this game. It's 18 kills to 3. And as you say, Shadow, this game is looking dire for the side. I believe that is a uncompleted crest item as well, just to really give you an idea of how bad this is going.
Yeah, they don't have a completed crest on their support, which means they don't have the upgraded wards in order to even combat lane control. But here, Llama might be in trouble, but I doubt it because it's just Zihi.
I mean, that is like 6 levels between Llama and Zihi. And Llama just cashes in, collects his soul, and now moving on to the next target. A bit of body blocking the ball rush, but straight in towards a Highland hurl. Llama with the blink, another soul siphon gets stacked, says Llama on that Sevrag. Mav is here, but I do not blame him one moment for turning tail and getting back to the safety of his tier 2 tower.
As soon as you see Llama, you have to run away. The only win condition that they have for the United States is they have to win a fight around North. North is the only saving grace that they have. If Germany can knock North out, the game is just over, flat out. North's damage and his ability to control an area is the only thing that is going to potentially burn this Llama Sevrog down to the ground, which then leaves 4 other heroes to worry about. But we're just focusing on Llama here. One thing I wanted to point out from that scoreboard also was the fact that Germany is 200 CS up on the United States right now. 200. That is unprecedented.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've seen that much of a discrepancy in the CS in my 1.5 years of casting this game. But hey, you know, definitely be throwing me in through the gauntlet here as Zihi just gets hit by 1 bit of CC, loses his entire health bar, leaves the server, does not elaborate any further than that. All Prime going to be started up by Team Germany Gold. So Team USA are here. Now, normally this would be where the point we're saying, do Germany Gold decide, do US decide to pull back? But if there's anything to go by, they will look to contest this, and Germany Gold more than happy for Team USA to walk forward, though. It's going to simply pick them off. There goes Mouth. The black hole from Tassid combining with that reverse of fortune is just too much to handle. Germany Gold is just too much for US. What can they really do? They lose 3 members for just walking in towards your prime pit, and Germany Gold say thanks for the interruption, we're going back towards our neutral.
Yeah, I mean, Zihi died like a literal creep before that fight even broke out, so he was just dead. They didn't have one of their CC control characters who may or may not have his crest at this point in the game, who knows, but North, he does. He has opted for the Silencium into the Gideon. That is the correct answer, but just too little too late, it feels like. to Acid has just he's had so many black holes that Silencium was needed about 10 minutes ago. But again, 200 CS, absolutely insane. Well, I guess it's like 180 now. But North survived that fight, but they weren't able to do anything with him. So instead, he opted to go all the way over to the opposite side of the map to the duo lane and just apply a little bit of pressure, forcing a response from Germany over there. But unfortunately, he's so far behind that he was not able to even begin touching that tier 2 tower.
Well, this fight over on the left-hand side as Team Germany Gold flooding forward. A shield slam going to hit on towards 3 members. Ricks are able to simply cleanse and able to take out Sneaks for the trouble. Neo is in a fight with Llama, but Llama's the one who wins that one. Phantom glides forwards, takes out Neo. Mav is still alive, so is North, but the setback is a good epoch to get away from the setback and would have been an instant death, but it might not matter in the slices. Rickster's got a knock-knock joke, and North is not around to answer it anymore. There's the kill. Another one to the party. Zihi is here, but you could just see the amount of damage coming through on towards this Argus. He's taken 4 shots, but it seems that Team Germany Gold decide to leave the Argus. They killed him enough this game. They're going to leave him standing for now.
Yeah, I mean, Argus at this point is probably worth about as much as a siege minion, maybe less. It's just not worth diving and putting your team in even just a very slightly bad position. They're so ahead right now. They could have wrapped around that tier 2 tower if they really wanted to, but Germany showing respect to their opponents in the United States by just being disciplined, making the right call. They're allowing Llama to push this left lane and fight 1v4 while they just get Primal Fang.
The moment is a 1v2, and that Razorback is actually doing a lot of work on towards Neo. Mav tried to play Interruption as that Primal Fang Tooth was started up by Germany Gold whilst Llama was zoning on the left-hand side. Mav is down. So does it look like Z here. I mean, I'm kind of running out of words here as just Team Germany Gold looking to clean up how Zihi will be the last ones to survive on his left-hand side. The spray has come down. He knows his death is inevitable and he will fall. Sneaks doing what he can. Subjugate will land though. Then going low. The shield slam does connect onto 2 members. Sneaks trying to pick himself up a bit of a bounty here. Slam's going low. Might have to Phantom Glide away, but the subjugating still the damage coming out from Ven, and that Sneaks down. That's the whole Team USA down. That's the mid inhibitor down. And this core might be quick to follow as Tacit marshals in the minion wave.
I mean, it was a 1v2, it was a 1v4, it was then a 2v4. I'm just so surprised nobody died. And again, Junior just perfect positioning, keeping his Sevarog and his Terra alive, all the while Gideon shoved middle. And that plus the Prime buff, they just immediately collapse on that core with 3 creep waves, and there's nothing Team USA can do. As an American, I am sitting here thinking, oof, that was a little bit embarrassing if you're asking me. I really just need them to, heading into game 2, I need them to play a real game of Predecessor. Like, what was that? What were they doing? What were they thinking?
I mean, Shadow, I think you summed it up, those 3 letters there. Oof. About that one. I mean, USA, they tried to cook, they came with something a bit crazy. They had a plan, like, you cannot fault them for that. They had a plan, they had some ideas how they wanted to take, but plan completely backfired. The cooking was not enough, and Germany Gold simply just had to play the game of Predecessor, simply overpowered Team USA. I mean, you've kind of answered my question I would throw to you, Shadow, just before we pass back to our desk, but what do Team USA have to do to go in towards game number 2 of this best of 3? And I think you hit nail on the head. Just play the damn game, my friends.
Yeah, that's all I can say. That's the only analysis I offer to you, the viewers at home, is USA just needs to play the game, and then maybe we'll have a close match. Who knows? But that was not Predecessor. I was at a lack of words the entire game because they just gave up an offlane to a Sevarog. Who does that?
Well, they've got plenty of time to figure it out, but they still have another game, and this will be played on North American servers. But before we get to game 2, it's back to Dilo and the desk. Down the madness that was game 1 of this series.
Thanks, Lados. I mean, my God, I've got to expect that any moment sanctions will be called from the U.S. against Germany. So if you want any of those nice cars and automobiles they're producing, get your Volkswagens quick, folks. They're going to be very expensive shortly. Rough stuff there to see in that game. It was a clean sweep. We didn't get to see the skirmishes we expected. Ragnarok, what went wrong?
Well, they were definitely trying to go for the skirmishes, don't you think? Like, we have seen a lot of them trying to, but just going for the support crest in the offlane, trying to do like just run around the map. If he got the kills, it would have been okay, but since he didn't get anything, couldn't even get his crest online, same as Zihi, he couldn't even get his crest online until like 20 minutes in the game. And then the server was just free farming. The game was just over by like 5 minutes when it was like, even when they got both objectives, the first objectives just didn't matter. Just two behind. I don't know. Well, we hope for a normal game next time because like they are not on ping now. So I hope to see just a normal Predecessor game. Just get into your lanes, and play the game. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just a bit more comment on what I did earlier. Like, I really like their active play. Like their active gank at the beginning just failed, and they got behind. And I like the USA's play to try and catch up. There's very objective focus to use that to catch up. But then they lost the fight at mini orb, and then they were just so far behind. That's the time at which you just hunker up, back up, and just play the game and hope you get an opportunity later. Not continue with this very risky 50-50s.
Yeah, maybe a bit more hesitance, a bit more traditional, a bit more clean-cut gameplay. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you fall on. We don't got to worry about pets being eaten in Springfield. We got to worry about our predecessor players being eaten here on the field. US is looking to be in trouble. So hopefully, come next game, we're going to see a change of pace. We'll see a change of pace at the very least in those servers. So I'm thinking about 4 letters. We're talking about the OOF. I'm talking about PING. US can come back big maybe on their own home turf. So we'll have to find out after the break. Don't you dare go anywhere. Game 2 coming at you in just a bit. Bring it on. Interesting to see here. I mean, they talked about it a bit. He says, well, we like to show our bluster. We have a bit of delusion going on. Hopefully making sure you pick those right fights this time around. Hopefully they've learned their lesson after getting smacked a little bit in their place. But you know what they can all unite on? In the middle, one hand extends forth on Germany, the other for the US. We're all going for Manq, baby. You got a target set on your back. Better watch yourself in the future. That being said, P's and B's coming up here, guys. What do we expect to stay the same? What do we expect to be different?
Well, not Sinks ban. Maybe they'll change it up, not ban Sinks and ban Sev instead. Early, but I still am expecting Sinks to be banned. If not, she's going to be picked first.
Well, we haven't seen the Zinks. Maybe they just let it go and they would be afraid to look to play one of the other characters that we have seen the first game. We'll see if they're shaking it up or not. And they're shaking it up. It's a several. They don't want to deal with it.
I most definitely would.
Yeah, man. After seeing the performance, that's scary stuff. I don't want to deal with that ever again. The issue is, of course, you do let it go through potentially. Nah, never mind. It's off the board. Germany want nothing to do with that. They play on paper. It's just like we heard Zihi saying. And now US, faced with that first pick, Kant, anything you want to see them pick up?
I would like to see a Decker pick up. I just think she's so good, so very flexible. And with the things already off, I feel like Deck is just an obvious support choice pick.
Well, Zink's banned pretty stable, right? They don't want them to pick it. If they picked it, what would be the 2 other picks that Germany would have gotten and would be worth it? Probably not much. So I think the Zink's ban is pretty much good. And Richter's top tier right now. Yeah. So very obvious for USA. Now they can play it in ping. Now they're just gonna pull it. Might be offlane, might be support, might be jungle. This pick is everywhere.
Keeps it flexible. Keeps you not knowing where they're going to be next. Solid way to get your draft going, especially now that Germany need to find an answer. To be fair, Decker's off the mark here as far as those bans still available for you to pick up. Do we expect Germany gold to make sure they snatch that quick?
No.
Did not?
Yeah, not
Quang?
really. They're picking up the Kwang here. Maybe a Rampage should combo with that. No, it won't last. Honestly, I would expect someone to pick up Rampage soon. I think he's still very good. That rock just gonna hurt.
Interesting picks from Germany. They're not going for your usual. Like, if they're just going for the usual, you would have seen a Wraith here, or you'd have seen the Terra again. You would have seen the Argus. You would have seen something like that. But they're just doing what USA did. They're going for the comfort picks. They're going for picks that can play on ping, which is the Twin Bloods. One of the best ADCs in ping, I would say. Kwang, if you can get used to the tether, it should be also a good pick to play on ping.
And this is going to allow Team US to pick up even more tools in their box that were banned away in game 1. Decker now joins their side, got that stun ball working for you. Hopefully can lock down these fights around these objectives a bit better. If you're going to try to hope to contest, you need to see a bit more cohesion than before. Drongo locked in alongside it.
Yeah, that's just some very stable picks from USA. Drongo, Decker, love it. And then the Terra pickup from Germany, also love it. Very standard, good.
Well, the Terra is always a good pick, but into the Decker, into the Drongo, I don't really like it. It's good into the Richter, but you can be stopped at your tracks by the Decker. Also by the Drongo, if he drops the grenade and you're underneath, even if you're in your ult, you're still silenced. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But Decker Drongo lane, very oppressive, very good. If they can get ahead with this lane, maybe we can see something different going on from these bans though.
Won't be able to see Argus and Muriel getting you ahead. That's going to be a nice counter target ban for each side. Both trying to put some respect to the players' names there. Don't want to see that mid-return. And that leaves Germany here to think about what's going to be up next for their comp. As far as what the plan is so far, what are we cooking up here on the side of Germany? What does it look like they're looking to do in terms of their battle strategy?
Well, when I'm looking at this, I'm just looking at the engaging potential of just Terra and Kwang, and then the Twin Blast can stay relatively safe alone. So an Iggy combined with that, I don't really gel with that pick, because that means that you want to set up a region where you're safe, and then you have two Bruisers that want to go in. I don't really like that pick.
Well, Iggy, it's pink. The only reason that you picked this pick is just because of ping. You just want to lay down these turrets and just AFK your brain, right? Still a very good pick for objectives, but into what he's playing against, okay, I get it. There's a lot of silence, there's a lot of pickup potential, which Iggy doesn't really is good into, but it's still fine. However, we see the Faye pick. A very buff character, very good character. She might be able to abuse the Iggy. However, I don't know. Countess. You take this one.
Comp locked in alongside here for the US now. Khan, I can see you just vibrating with excitement. The Fae, why is this pick so good on their squad?
Oh, I don't care if it's good or not. I think it is good against this squad. Excuse me, Sarah, but I just love the Fae. I'm so happy she's actually being played. That's pretty much it. I'm more interested in that Countess pick, because I generally don't see it doing too well against that Germany squad, especially with now Bellica there.
Finalizing with the Bellica. Well, the Countess, since it's USA, we are assuming that we're going to see a little bit of tank Countess that we've already seen from Impone, which is coming from kind of the same meta. So we're going to see a little bit of that tank Countess coming in. Well, but this Bellica, where is this Bellica going to go? Obviously, it's going to go support. So is Bellica good in ping? Yes, of course. She has like 2 buttons that require doing nothing, really. And, well, into the Decker Drongo, Bellica is good into Decker as she gives a little bit more pressure. But, yeah, really good drafts from both sides, I would say.
Yeah, US Comp CCs you, says put down your controller, and then Iggy says, all right, my controller was already down on the ground 30 minutes ago, bro. My turret's doing the work. Guys, before we throw it out onto the casters, comp for comp, who do we give this edge to?
Ooh, I'm going to have to give it to the US. I feel like it has more of an underlying plan when you fight with that. I feel like the German comp is a bit more scattered. It is a bit AFK at some point, and I feel like that's going to punish them in the team fights.
Well, I would agree with the USA being the better team fight comp, but Germany does have a strong pick of potential alongside the Terra, the Kwang, the Bellica. If they can get that one pick and just go start an objective, I don't see a world where the US can really contest easily.
You have to find out if they can step up to the bluster of the Blitzkrieg. TJ, DJ, Doc Shadow, take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Dilo. Welcome everyone back to the Flannel casting desk here for game number 2 of Team USA versus Team Germany. Shadow, at the very end of game number 1, I said, what do they need to do? Just to kind of get over what the madness of game number 1. And you just said they've got to play the game of Predecessor, right? They actually have to just, play the game, right? this feels a lot more normal, right? Still got a little bit of that spice, a little bit of that potential. I mean, I'm expecting this to be Countess jungle. We got a Faye in the mid lane. It seems a little bit more standard compared with what we just saw, right?
Yes, this is a much different draft. I wasn't hating the United States draft in the last game. What I was hating was the way that they were playing it. But you can see here just the difference that Ping makes in terms of draft capacity, right? So Faye, you would never, ever see anybody on Ping playing that hero because Stinging Nettles requires precision. And you're rewarded for precision because of that you get the mana back if you hit someone with a second shot or a consecutive hit. Again, you would never see that on Ping, so you can just tell the impact that playing on the different servers has on the confidence that these players have on their heroes. This Countess, though, is going to be the wild card for me coming out from the United States. I don't know. I mean, we see she's going to be in the jungle, but I don't know what her role is on this draft. I would like to see her kind of pseudo frontline with the Richter, because a solo Richter frontline is really, really tough to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, the Des did mention this about that Countess into the jungle. I mean, who does the Countess realistically go on here? As already it seems that both of these teams just can't wait to get fighting here. Mav going with an invade onto Ven, and Ven is going to run to the hills. He's able to at least make it up the top rope stairs, jump back down, even going to keep his blink alive from that play. But Team US already showing some signs of life here. I love that confidence as well. I mean, you said Shadows, like there's like you could really tell the difference between the two comps when based on Ping. Nothing speaks confidence of Ping like first picking in that Richter, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Playing Richter on Ping is a nightmare. This hero is make or break for many comps. Yeah, you can just, if you miss a hook, you can just run up and skewer people, but it's the whiplash, it's the dispositioning of an enemy hero, it's the stun, it's the pulling them where they don't want to be that makes him so effective. I really truly think that his hook is just the best ability in this entire kit. But yeah, again, since we're on the NA servers, that's why they picked up the Richter, because they believe in Sneaks' ability to utilize that displacement ability. So Llama opting for the safer pick with that Quang. Yeah, hitting tethers is going to be challenging on Ping, but he doesn't necessarily rely on the tethers. He's going to be just really frontlining, just running at people and just saying, hit me, hit me, hit me, so that his, his Iggy and Scorch and his Twin Blast can just do everything for him.
And a good bit of combination as well, right? Because as Kant and Ragnarok will talk about on this desk, is that this is quite a disjointed composition, right? It goes in very well, but they've also got some pick potential in there. There's a bit of zone setup, a bit of zone denial, whereas Team USA just seems to have the run at you just to completely burst you down and where you stand essentially here. I mean, what do you make of that Germany composition?
The Germany composition feels super disjointed. It feels like a game I would get in like a ranked game, right? Or a lineup I would get in a ranked game. Just everyone just kind of playing what maybe they're comfortable on. A lot of times there are correct builds. Oh, Tacid getting jumped by Mav under the tier 1 tower. They're going to get him low, but it's not going to be a threat. Meanwhile, over in the off lane, Ven is going to get first blood against Sneaks' Richter. Ugh. This is deja vu, first blood going the way of Germany, but it's not feeling quite as ridiculous. However, we do see a collapse over in that mid lane.
Yeah, I said it was going very low. Still has the blink available to him, is able to run away from that engage from the Countess jungle with Team USA. I think, I'm going back to what Zihi said in his interview, right? The main differences between North America and EU from a playstyle is that North America just seem to fight because simply they can. They look for opportunities because they are able to, and just kind of taking the initiative that way here. And I think the opening 3.5 minutes is just a perfect microcosm maybe of that playstyle, especially against Team Germany, who are going for the by the books, by the paper kind of way of playing Predecessor.
It's just a very interesting decision coming out from the United States because Countess, yeah, she hits kind of hard with her Shadow Slip, but she doesn't really become this kind of map presence until she hits 6, until she's able to lock someone down and ensure that some spells can get casted. If she uses her feast on somebody, like let's say mid lane on Tacid, Faye will be able to instantly, like for free, get at least 2 Stinging Nettles or 2 spells connected onto him. But this early on, Countess is just kind of like a poke you and walk away and kind of farm person. So I'm just interested. I don't know. I'm kind of caught off guard by this desire to just fight.
I mean, maybe I'll go back to that point I made right at the start of the cast, right? So who does this Countess realistically jump on here, right? Because I'm seeing for Team Germany, as disjointed as there might be, this Countess might not have that much luck diving onto any members. I mean, Rickster's got, he's going to most likely be running in towards that cleanse. He's got his rocket boots to get him away. He's got a Belka following him around. Can't really box it out with Ven when Ven gets the items online here, but maybe a bit early on with a bit of reinforcements, you're able to turn the tables that way here. Maybe, like, you know, aside from that, I mean, what does North really have to, what does Mav, sorry, have to do on this pick?
It's tough. Ordinarily, there's like a single target that you can just immediately call out, but in this case, if you jump on Belka, you eliminate their one form of control that they have. If you can quickly knock her out of the fight. But on the other hand, if you knock Iggy out, like if you jump on him, prioritize him, then they don't have team fight. They have no presence in an AoE. We do see a nice little skirmish here with Tacit and Ven, but I think they should be fine backing off. Another rotation by Zihi from the duo lane. Just he's an absolute menace, but I'm glad to see that he's actually like playing the game normally. Compared to last game, so it's nice to see him making these rotations in a manner that is safe to his ADC, right? Like his Neo on that Drongo is in no inherent danger currently, so it's okay to make those rotations. But last game, he was just leaving him over there to die over by himself. So it's good to see this. But yeah, to your point, Belka, Iggy, you don't really want to jump on Terra because she can just cleanse you. Yeah, you don't really want to jump on Quang either because the chances of you blowing him up are pretty low. So I would say Iggy or Belka would probably be the two priorities in order to win a long, sustained trading fight, which is kind of what you want to do with a Countess.
Mav trying to blow up Llama there, but you can see that Llama simply walked away. No feast available for Mav on that move. Ven able to at least secure his red buff. Is on the way and looking to get an invade on towards Ven, who's happy to try and fight this one out, but Ven's a little bit low, and Mav feeling more confident with that HP advantage. Llama, though, throws down that Judgment of the Heavens. That's going to give away the ghost that this Quang is here, and so is the Iggy as well. A good containment fence coming down from Zihi, as you said, being able to just play the game a little bit more standard. Maybe, in my opinion, probably rotating still very much above average amounts here, but this feels like a little bit more of the Zihi that we kind of know or love, right?
Yeah, this is definitely the Zihi we know and love, but I really like the United States composition. The Decker into the Terra is such a good matchup because Terra thrives on like cleansing and being unstoppable. Decker just says, here's a fence. I don't care. Hold that thought because a breakout fight here.
Ooh, there's the Stolen Stinks hitting that first Riplash of the game. But what about the team fight afterwards? The Fly Trap is able to pull members back, but there's just no real AoE follow-up for now. And Germany Gold able to flood members in towards this mid lane. Look to Llama, look towards the right-hand side, moving through the river. Can he hit that tether? Can he set up his team? Mav goes for that jump forward, but still doesn't have the feast. Sneaks, not going to find the Riplash either. It's both teams jockeying for position. Ultimate's used, but no one drops.
We just need an all random, all middle game mode in this because this is this is what these two teams seem to be doing.
We got it here, Shadow. Right? This is an ARAM.
I feel like this is what the second time just in this game alone that is only 7 minutes and 50 seconds in where we've seen 4 or 5 enemy or heroes from both teams in the mid lane just kind of looking at each other, posturing, saying, "You step up, no, you step up." It's just a very interesting dynamic that's going on here, and I mean, it's got to be that American hubris that's allowing them to do this. I'm very pleased with the way the game is going from the United States perspective. Yes, they gave up first blood, but they haven't given anything else up. And yeah, they stemmed the bleeding for now. It's a matter of getting that feast online and capitalizing on that level 6 Countess. That's what I'm really looking forward to here.
8.5 minutes in, I think we had the Fangtooth being taken by Team US and the Mini Prime going away of them as well. But they were kind of 10 kills to 2 down at that point here. So just being the 1 kill down, certainly a matter of improvement here. But going back towards that point on the mid lane, it feels like, to me, I just in my head, I have like the North American team just kind of standing on the bleachers, just egging on the other team. Like, come on, fight me, goddammit, fight me. I know you want to. And Germany are like, who's this kid? Like, what's going on? We're going back to our lane sort of thing here. I don't know. Just feels to me like it's a bit of an ARAM maybe forming here. The team's just wanting to gravitate towards that mid. You've got Ven and Tassid towards the right hand side, just securing that river above Mav and North here. So 2v2. It's maybe about to form, and Mav has at least got his feast available. The Inferno does come out, looking to knock up this counter to prevent the feast coming through. Very low health bars. Mav still going low. That Ruthless Assault coming out from Ven. Tassid tries to use the blast out to go away into the waiting arms of the abyss that is this Richter. The Ven's able to blink away, but not before Sneaks hits that Riplash and pulls him back in towards his team. 2 kills to 2. Llama looking to use that blast flower, gets a nice amount of displacement, but it's Team USA finding a 2-for-1 trade in the red side.
Team USA equalizing this game swiftly. Mav, I don't know if you caught it, TJ, but Mav, we were talking about that feast, the first use of feast and how important it is. He used it on Terra. Terra cleansed it, which is why we didn't see anybody get stopped in their tracks. Immediately after he like within a micro fraction of a second of him casting it on Terra, she was immediately boop. She just walked away, which is not what you want. Again, I really think that they need to be jumping on this Iggy or this Bellica. So in that case, the Iggy, but still, it turned out in the favor of the United States, and all the meanwhile, we do have Richter and Neo over just kind of doing ADC things, farming. So as we look to, I'm going to estimate the 15-17 minute mark, that's where the ADCs are going to start coming online. So who is going to make a bigger impact heading into that part of the game? Is it going to be Neo from the United States or Richter on his twin blast?
Well, with this move over towards the Fangtooth on the left-hand side of the map, maybe trying to get their ADC a little bit more involved here. You've got Team USA in prime position to take this one as well, as Ven is currently in the mid lane. This will be a free secure for the side of Team USA a bit later on than their Game 1 shenanigans allowed them to. It looks like Team Germany Gold looking to trade it out here, but they're only just reaching the mini prime, and I'm seeing Team USA starting to flood towards that right-hand side. Llama trying to play zoning duty, but this is a full 5-team rotation over towards the mini prime. Germany Gold, the call has been made. They are going to back away, and it looks like Team USA are going to brute force their way through to taking 2 neutrals back to back.
USA, they get a free Fangtooth, so they're mostly healthy. Immediately rotate, understanding that they should not give up a trading objective there. So they go over, they secure the mini prime. I did not catch who grabbed the buff quite yet, but we will see. Regardless, they get the net worth, they get the buff. Now it's a matter of, can they do something with that buff to continue spiraling this advantage that they now have across the map? Can they do something? Can they get a tower? Can they win a big team fight? Ideally, you want to use that to get a tower, but team fights can also work. So just really great chain of events right now for the United States. They're just utilizing this kind of chaos factor to their advantage.
I was going to take the recall. You can see from that purple hue that he was the one that secured himself the mini prime buff. Going to take the reset, most likely going to be picking up that Tempest item of his crest completion as well. Maybe probably because of Game 1, probably paying a little bit more attention to the crest items, as we did see a very delayed one for the side of Sneaks there, staying on that Guardian crest still 18 minutes. Sorry, Sneaks, no, still got to keep bringing that one up. That was absolutely diabolical. So Ven maybe making a diabolical play on his left-hand side. Good stasis bomb Neo with the early blink just to show a bit of respect. Size sort of connects, but Neo is able to back away. Now Mav in towards the backline. Richter is able to be hit by that feast. We're going to use that blink to get away. Does not have the cleanse. Mav still pumping in the damage. So does Neo as well. But all members of Germany Gold still to escape with their lives. Tassid North on the rotation as well with Flytrap still available here. Mav looking for the tower dive. Mav's gonna find a kill on towards Richter and still uses that shadow slip to get back to safety as well.
Mav really showcasing the impact of ping, right? This is just a totally different hero that requires delicacy, precision with using that shadow slip and slipping back so shiftily. So he really did a fantastic job there, diving under 3 people to get a tier 1, but this fight is not over.
Llama finds that tether, ends the surge on towards Neo. He's already used that blink to get away, and that's going to be Tassid getting that kill. You have got North in the mid lane. Flytrap was ready, but the call was to back away, and Germany Gold is able to answer back, but it will not be for free, though, as Sneaks was finally able to get some solo XP on our right-hand side, taking down the tier 1 tower. Going to present an interesting dynamic as Team USA finding some equal trades here across the map, and it's going to set up a very interesting mid game here.
Yeah, you can see that, yeah, both teams lost their ADC from that little duo lane skirmish is what I'm going to call it, I guess. But on the flip side, Sneaks, sorry, doing kind of what Llama did last game, just split pushing, getting net worth for his team on the board, getting net worth for himself. He's going to look to rotate when the second Fang starts to spawn in about 2 minutes-ish. That is when we're going to really see this Team United States come online, because they're going to have the skewer, they're going to have the Riplash, they're going to have the feast. I'm really looking forward to the second Fang engagement, because it's the way these teams are playing, that is where this game is going to get spicy.
For sure here. And you got to say as well, there's a lot of pressure on the side of Team US, because throughout the Nations League, we have been led to believe how important ping is, right? In North America, playing on North American servers against an EU team, this does really prove that it was ping holding them back all along here. So for them, they really do need to get this win, because otherwise there's going to be a few awkward crickets going around when that question pops up again. But right now, this game's still in a bit of a deadlock. 3 kills to 3, approaching that 15-minute mark. You alluded to the neutral objectives about to spawn in about a minute's time, at least here. Both teams also going to recognize that. We've got 4 members of each team on the left-hand side, and both solo laners still chilling on that island over towards the right. But that is a lot of damage on towards Junior, who's caught out. No mobility. Thank you very much. It's Team USA. It was going to kill, but it looks like mid-tier 1 will be the answer back. Germany making it sure it's not for free.
Mavs still has Feast, though, so he is looking, he is hunting, he is hoping that Richter stays to try to defend that tier 1 fruitlessly. Zihi kind of giving vision, forcing Richter back. They should be able to trade that tier 1 middle for this tier 1 in the duo lane. But as you can see here, Team Germany is making rotate over, because if they can get a pick on Team United States and punish them for this tower, they get that second Fang Tooth.
We'll have Junior for this fight, who has just come back from base. Just need to get out of here. Containment defense drop down, can't catch on towards that Iggy. Then jumping forward, Junior here as well. But can they find any lockdown? Team USA on the retreat. North might be isolated. Sven's going to try and run him down. Mav looking forward. He's got that feast available. Looking for the opportunity, but there's the size because Salt. No, Mav actually was just booped away by the Inferno. And a shadow slip past and use his blink to get to safety as Team Germany, all 5 members, because Llama is here, but the Tether does not find the mark. Sneak matches that rotation. 5 members of both teams now jockeying for position around this Fang 2. Sneaks. This one is trying to clear out some wards. There's some resets going on here for the mid lane and the support as well, but you have to imagine that this is the battleground for the next big fight in this game.
Yeah, whatever this big team fight coming up is, if it happens, is going to decide the tempo of this entire game. If the United States can get a pick or 2 and step into that second Fang Tooth, I think this game is going to swiftly be theirs. If Germany can contest and get the pick, hold that thought.
Stasis bomb actually goes wide from Zihi. Containment defense does catch onto 2 members, but a Riplash, the important pick tool, does not find the mark. Now Germany just playing around the angles, playing around this corner. Zihi can throw a stasis bomb square into the face of anyone who could go for the Riftwall, can play hit free with the Iron Striker now. Looking to combine with that Impale. Team USA throwing so much damage in towards this narrow jungle combo. The Wombo combo comes through, and Team USA finally finding a Team 5 victory. 4 members of Germany down, as Team USA find a big catch in the left-hand side.
Team USA is back in this series, baby. Let's go, USA in chat. But no, that was a fantastic fight by them. And, you know, I talk a lot about Iggy and Scorch and how they love fighting in tight spaces around objectives. But plot twist, so does Faye. The Faye is notorious. In fact, they have an ability that goes through walls in the form of the Bramble Patch, right? So that was just a disaster of a fight for Germany, and I think they just weren't respecting North's mid lane character. From that top-down view, we saw, what, like 3 untamed growths simultaneously. So that second Fang is going to go the way of the United States, as well as that second mini prime. So that is 4 objectives so far in this game going the way of the United States, on top of that near team wipe around that second Fang pit.
I know that Khan's on the desk is going to be very happy to see the value of that Faye pick in that jungle. You also have to remember what started it all. Zihi playing that angle perfectly, hit 3 members with the Riftwalkers, combining with a 4-man impale by Sneaks as well, just to set the whole play up as well. And that's really the difference maker in this game here. And Team USA are the team finally in control here, but Germany have done enough to kind of stem the bleeding. They've now taken down all tier 1 towers. At least they have their mid lane tier 1 standing here. It might feel like a little bit of a setback, but for Team USA, like a massive and well-needed, deserved teamfight win to finally go their way.
Yeah, we can see here CS across the board is slightly in favor of Team Germany still. It's not 200 like it was in Game 1, but it's still slightly in favor. However, kill participation is still drastically in the favor of the United States, mainly because of that big 5v5 team fight at that second Fangtooth. We don't see any spicy crusts online this time, so that's good. Glad to see Sneaks is actually playing the game the way it's intended, so kudos to Sneaks. But that's what we were talking about, that rotation. Sure, he missed the whiplash, but again, Richter can't count it out because he just walks up and he gets a 4-man skewer. Skewer into Untamed Growth, game over. Just game over.
Game over, man. Game over at that point here. But still, no, both cores are standing. And this is a best-of-3 series as well. If Surge USA continue this lead and able to break the base and take down this game, we will be looking at a deciding Game 3. But of course, the future is a bit of a mystery at the moment. Let's stick with the present right now as we have the big Orb Prime spawning at that 20-minute mark here. Germany still 3 kills to 8, looking for that opportunity. I guess what I want to say, like, where they're going to find an opportunity, it's maybe not blindly walk into a corner that has a Decker, a Richter, and a Faye. That just sounds like a really bad joke, right? Like what, like a Decker, a Faye, and a Richter walk into a bar or something like that. And I don't know. Maybe there's a complete punchline somewhere.
I'm sure, but it wouldn't be a bar; it would be a pub because Europe.
True.
But Sneaks is going to hit the whiplash on Llama, but Llama should just push out. However, we do see reinforcements from the side of USA rotating over here. I know I played with Neo in the past. I know he's very fond of these, like at the 20-minute mark, you want to be killing Orb Prime. And it looks like Team USA might be setting up to do something similar like that. However, Germany is privy to this, and they're looking to contest it.
Had a pretty good idea as well. Maybe Game 1. And how that went with the neutrals picked up by the US is kind of a bit of adaptation coming out from Germany Gold to, I'd say, maybe not the boy who cried wolf anymore, because this feels like a much more standard game of Predecessor, but now we have another one of them pesky corners to deal with here. And this, I think, Shadow, is where the importance of warding, the importance of knowledge comes out best here to really see here, because I think, that it might just be vision that decides this next team fight.
Yeah, we can see, Junior just getting bullied over in the corner there, all because of vision. There are probably like 5 wards, it looks like, just in that stairwell alone. These teams are just trying to assert dominance in the stairwell. But I think in the backline, it looks like Neo has begun hitting the Orb Prime. Yeah, it looks like they're initiating it, but Ven is privy to this while he's scanning for vision.
Zihi trying to play zoning dudes. He's got Riftwalker, he's got Iron Strike. He's going to be the core. USA backing away from the ball, looking for the pick. The fly trap did not catch anyone, but still going to get a pick on towards Junior. Ven in towards the backline, going to take down Neo on the Drongo. 1 for 1 so far in a very scattered fight for Germany, being a little bit more grouped up. Your Prime aggro has been dropped as Llama will fall on the right-hand side, still very low. Blow for blow, kill for kill. That's a 2 for 2. Made that 2 for 3 as Tacit has got Zihi. Ven being chased down. A Molotov over the top. Burn, baby, burn. That's going to be the jungler down. And also that's going to be Map and the Richter falling as well. North escapes to the mid lane, but it's Germany who find a team fight win. They are the ones who take 4 kills down for 1.
Yeah, they certainly win the team fight there. They deny the Orb Prime getting taken by the side of the United States. Very interesting call to initiate it despite not having a pick. But it seems like the teams were just kind of, I guess, getting impatient. But as a result, both teams are going to reset. The United States has a disadvantage because they're down their offlaner and partially their jungler. So as a result, Germany is going to look to get their first Fang of the game, the 3rd of this game, which is going to hope... Oh! Okay. Whew. I thought for sure that Stasis Bomb was going to steal it. Holy...
Oh, I mean, that would be quite the way to secure yourself a free Fang Tooth Monty, shall I say. But unfortunately, we're not going to be blessed with the Deca Stasis Bomb stun. However, Mav looking for the pick on towards Juni. You can just see the damage that is in that Countess jungle. It's just trying to make that damage stick, though. Mav took a lot of damage on the end of back. The E-pop comes down and North gets picked out. North is gone inside the river, and now Germany looking to pounce. Llama is the one frontlining. He needs to find a tether. Zihi rocket dashes away, but he's going straight back to his spawn. That's 2 picks down, and still Team Germany want a little bit more, but the call is to back away, take the 2 fights, because guess what? The clock is striking. It's all primer clock, baby, and Germany Gold heading straight over towards it.
Germany Gold playing patiently, not getting in their own heads. I know we talked a lot about, or at least the desk in earlier segments talked a little bit about mental booming Tacid. So it's nice to see that they were able to recover from losing that team fight. We do see a contest coming in here, but Mav, he needs to target his feasts a little bit better.
Looking for the opportunity to go him. He's going to try and go and find an engagement. He's just hit by the wall of CC and trying to get away. It's a good impale. Will be enough to keep Mav alive. But look like Richter will be the sacrificial lamb and he will drop down. But Team Germany Gold evening up the kills. 10 kills to 10. They have an all prime around themselves. Going to reset back to base. And this game, once again, enters another stage of play. We're in the late game now. It's all up to the team fights compositions. And it feels like we might be a little bit neck and neck. But Germany definitely going to be ones in a little bit, feeling a little bit happier with how the recent fights have gone.
Yeah, CS differential still in favor of Germany. The carries both pretty equal in terms of their kill participation and farm. So really, these fights in this late game, as we enter this, are going to come down to A, can you have your 5 team members together and stop dying one by one before the engagement breaks out? And 2, can your carry position properly? We talked about Sneaks being the Richter and the potential only front line for the side of the United States, and we have seen that, especially around that Orb Prime fight, that this is becoming an issue. They don't have people to stand in front of the Drongo, people to stand in front of the Fae. This Countess just gets blown up immediately. So it's things are looking tough. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think the United States are out yet. They need to get a pick, and they need the feast to be used on someone that is not Terra.
Oh, Ben is going to try and deny that blast flower away from Sneaks and do what he can. Might have to use that impale. Going to pop that razor back. Going underneath the tower, another hurl is going to land. There's the root. And Sneaks will at least be able to waddle away on the Richter, but it takes a lot of burn damage for his trouble. There will be Sneaks out of the fight for now, and Germany Gold going to use this to their advantage as they're able to push down some towers. Mav in danger, trying to take his blue buff as Germany Gold flooding in towards his right-hand side of the map as well. And it looks like they're going to be the ones to deny and take the blue buff for themselves. Zihi's still throwing abilities out. Llama's here as well. And also Sneak's going to come back from the base as well. There's no Orb Prime up for grabs here. There's no objective to really fight. It's just a question of Team Germany just taking down structures and really leaving their mark on this map.
Yeah, Germany takes first blood for the tier 2 towers. It looks like they're going to get second blood as well. They're choking out the absolute, like, all of the resources from the United States. And Highland Hurl is going to connect on Mav. They're going to dive him.
Oh, that's a double seismic assault comes out, and the blinks will have to be utilized. But Mav, unfortunately, was taken down in the play. But what a pick coming out from the side of Germany Gold. I believe that was the knock-up coming through from the seismic assault. Zihi is low. He's having to jump away as Llama misses that tether. Can't catch on towards the elusive Decker, but the right lane inhibitor falls. So does the mid lane as well. And now Team Germany knocking on the doors of taking it down this core and a spot in the semi-finals. Zihi hits free with the Rift Walkers in towards that Iron Strike play, trying to delay, trying to buy time for his team as that core starts to take a little bit of chip damage. But Germany Gold playing patient, playing that EU play style. This situation on paper is not favorable to us, so we're going to back away, and Team USA will live to fight another day.
I think the one word that describes Germany Gold throughout this series so far has just been discipline. They're not overextending. They're not putting themselves in a terrible position where they end up losing 4 people at the core for some reason. They are backing up. They're going to reset. They're going to shop. They're going to buy items and come back way stronger than Team United States for this Primal Fang when it spawns. But Tacid getting caught out, stuck in a gag grenade, can't do anything, and he gets picked. So that's going to make this Primal Fang very challenging. that might have been just a grave. That might have been a very, very bad mistake.
Already, I mean, the signs on the wall there for Team Germany, but Sneak's going for the recall, so this will now be a 4 versus 4, but the front line is out, and Llama is still here, looking to combine the damage, but it seems it's all going the way here of Team USA. The health bars having dropped down to 0, it's turning the fight on its head. Germany started it, but Germany, the ones are looking to end it now, as Neo running for his life. He's able to keep himself alive as Team USA in a 4 versus 4 fight, find all 4 kills.
They do find 4 kills. However, Rickster's fully healthy. Rickster's like, I don't really care. Like, you're a Fae and a Drongo. I'm not worried about you. If you fly trap me, I cleanse it. If Richter shows up out of nowhere and whiplashes me, I cleanse it and walk away. Rickster showing like he understands the situation that he was in. But we saw there at the very beginning of that engagement, Sneaks had to back to defend, and that is the power of the Orb Prime push, right? They open up 2 lanes of inhibitors, which just makes it so difficult to bring 5 men to a really big objective, especially when you're on the Dusk side. So you have to cross more than half of the map to get to that objective. So even though Tacid made a grave mistake there, what should have been a Primal Fang going the way of the Team USA, they were rewarded for getting that Orb Prime, winning that fight, and doing the things that they did.
If anything, it's allowed this next objective fight to run back again. The Primal Fangtooth is still alive. That wave in the right-hand side has been pushed out, so is mid, but Team USA are on a time bomb here. Is this going to be a blink play? That's going to be a blink. The Impale coming through with Team USA looking for the team fight. The Iron Strike comes down in towards the flying trap, in towards, oh my word, so much damage in that corridor. And Germany fall for the same trick twice. Lightning does strike twice, and so does this Richter. Another Whiplash, another cleanse. Not enough. USA win yet another team fight outside of a neutral objective, but they've got to get back to their base. The minion waves are going to be marching in. Maybe Ven can get in towards this pit, but he decides not. He decides to back away. Primal Fangtooth is still not gone down, still got 5k damage, and then moving towards the pit. Mav is very low. Oh my word, you might have to hold on your breath, my friends, as the Primal Fangtooth is secured, and Germany Gold do not decide to engage. They will back off. This game will go on.
The lesson I am getting from this game is if you're against a Richter and a Decker, do not go to that tight little choke point on the right-hand side of Fangtooth. Just don't go there. Walk around. That was a repeat of that first disastrous team fight that we saw in favor of the United States, and this was even more disastrous for the side of Germany, because not only do they get the Primal Fang buff, which is just a pure damage tick over time whenever they hit or cast a spell on somebody, but it's their 3rd Fang, so that's bonus damage and bonus defense.
Stumble actually landed from the long range into the
my
Impale.
God.
Goodbye, Junior.
Holy.
But there is the pick potential. You know what? Maybe this ping malarkey might have a point here, as Team USA are going to now move on towards that Orb Prime. Germany are going to be in a numbers disadvantage. The Orb Prime taken down low, less than 5k HP. Ven might not be able to get into the pit in time. Ven moves forward. Orb Prime stolen
Ven gets
away by Ven. He secures it. But what does it cost? What about the fight afterwards? Because they lose 2 for it. That's Richter down, as Germany need to run to the hills. They need to keep this alive on as many members as possible. The Blast Flower comes in clutch, as Ven just pulled off a miraculous steal to keep this game going.
I'm speechless. He popped Unstoppable, dashed in, and it happened so fast that Zihi was not able to get a cage up in time to keep him out, and he just got the easy hunt off. He out-hunted Mav, because you can't stun Terra, so you can't take her out of the equation when it comes to using the hunt. So honestly, I mean, that's an incredible play by Ven, like realizing, hey, we're down, but I gotta jump in, I gotta do something, and now his team is back in this game unequivocally. Yes, they're down on Fangteeth, but 3 of their members have Orb Prime buff, which means they're going to continue to gain and maintain map control around all 3 lanes.
I don't know what it is about these EU junglers, man. Just stealing for fun. Be it
On
Impulse,
ping!
be it Venom. On ping, by the way. Ven walks in for ping and does not care. But they still need to play out the rest of this game. They still need to show that discipline from before. Junior, that's not what I was talking about, buddy. Picked off outside of the Primal Fangtooth pit. And once again, seems that Germany maybe want to activate their numbers disadvantage buff here. It will be a 4v5 for another 45 seconds as Team USA looking to siege.
Yeah, this is scary for Germany. We talked about the control that Belk offers. She's really the control on the side of Germany. So in terms of the feasts, that's who we wanted to see it on. Yeah, without Junior, these are very, very difficult fights for Germany unless the United States put themselves in really poor positions. But you can see here that they're starting to respect their German opponents and are, in fact, not running it down middle. They're waiting. They're playing patiently as well, and maybe they're learning some of the discipline that we talked about that Germany's been exhibiting so far throughout this tournament.
Well, it just seems that, I don't know, more like just the entropy of the universe, all things seem to kind of converge in towards everyone gathering in the mid lane for some reason. I mean, there's nothing really available right now, so both teams are backing away, going back to farm here. At least for the side of Team USA, they have got both inhibitors back up. The mid lane and the right-hand side have both respawned, but these are fake inhibitors, faux inhibitors, if you will. They will not shoot back, so a member of Team Germany can simply just walk up and take down this tower without fear of the inhibitor striking back at this point here. But most importantly, it does stop the super minions as well. So the bleeding has been stemmed, and this game state now is approaching 35 minutes. We are in super late game. The team members are hitting level 18s. Both solo laners, Llama and Sneaks, are on their level 18s. Looks like the duo laners are going to be on level 16s. Mid laners, level 18 for Mav, and also level 17 for Tacit on this Iggy and Scorch as well. And Primal Fangtooth is about to spawn once again. Will Germany face check this corner one more time?
For their sake, I hope they don't. For my sake, I hope they do, because it's awesome. It's so entertaining to watch. I love seeing just the extent of what these heroes can do when used in tandem with one another. But again, Germany hopefully has learned their lesson and will take the left side, or potentially another approach to this Fang Pit. But this is a really, really important objective, because if United States can deny it, that means no bonus movement speed going the way of Germany, and they get the Primal buff. If Germany gets it, they're probably just going to walk over to Orb Prime, and, well, Orb Prime's not up quite yet, but by the time this is done, it might be.
Ven wants to start the fight. He's looking to go in towards the backline. Team USA just trying to crowd out Ven, looking for the pick. The Impale comes down on towards Richter, looking to burst him down. A good blink gets him away, but it's just simply ticking down. Neo takes down Ven, and Richter falls from the blink from this Richter. Team USA do not even need to resort to have those random face checks for a full team wipe. Germany started that fight. Team USA ended, and with 50 seconds on every single member, this base is at their mercy, and we could be looking at a game 3 in this quarterfinal matchup.
You can see definitively that the call from the United States is, screw that objective, we're going to go end the game because we have 50 seconds to do it. That is the danger of losing these late game team fights. But this easily, at any point, could have become the United States on the receiving end of this push had they mispositioned or not respected Germany in the way that they evidently were throughout the duration of this match. So they're going to wait, they're going to bring their creeps in, and this is most likely the end. Just a fantastic disjointed fight from the United States. Mav really limit testing with the Countess. Yeah, there you go. There's the core. Core explodes, but Mav is what made that whole fight happen. He put himself in a weird position. He baited Ven into the middle of 4 heroes, and then he used his lifesteal to limit test. And as a result, Ven ended up getting downed, which put Richter in a terrible position, and Richter ended up going down. And the fight just fell apart from there. It was really just Mav understanding the limits of his hero and pushing into success. So great work from the United States bringing it back.
Yeah, they brought it back on home soil as well on the NA servers. And now it feels that, this game on towards a game number 3. So I'm going to come down to the coin flip, though, which server that will be. But just going back to that game-deciding fight at 36 minutes in, I just love the way, as you said, Shadow, that Team USA just baited members in, splitting crucial members away. The buddy system kind of fell apart, really, at this point. As you say, Rickster was on his lonesome, a good blink away. Sneaks, I think Stinks had his redemption game in that one. That Richter in some of the team fight plays, just combining with the rest of his team. Oh, chef's kiss for some of those moments here as well. But hey, we got a game 3. We got an absolute banger of a series. I'm going to throw it back to the desk for a bit more post-game breakdown.
Wow. Look at that, a comeback. You can't ask for more than that, man. US delivered a double-barrel democracy deliverance device right to the crowd's faces. Booyah! That's how we do it. One decker, the other wrecker. That's how we get it done. Guys, talk to me through what we just saw in that game, too.
Okay, well, what I think we just saw was the very active USA plan actually working out to its fullest. It was the active USA plan that got them the lead in the beginning, showed Germany played very safe, respected it, clawed themselves back in, but then it was this USA active play that somehow built this small advantage again and again and again, and then that became a big advantage, and then just snowballed from there.
Well, we have seen a normal game this time. Germany were able to play in ping, that's for sure. I'll have to give it to them.
For sure.
A little bit of tiny mistakes against USA, not really respecting how much USA just runs it down. So, like, we come back from getting 2 inhibs, we take the safe route, we just want it back, and then the AE just lazy backs and gets picked up. No, what can we do? And we do it a couple times over and over, and these just small mistakes against this team. It just doesn't work as good as it might work against an EU team, I'm gonna be honest. And then the last fight, we are forcing too much. Like, the terrorist just goes into 5 people, like, we're just gonna do this. And it's just, well, it didn't work. It just didn't work.
Did not come up for them. Like you said, though, Ragna, I mean, Germany, they played pretty gosh darn well through ping. Question is, will they have to do the same thing? We're going to have to check it out to see what server ping we're going to be playing on for this game 3. So put up the wheel here. We talked about this. Get that off there. Anyway, wheel coming out here. Always fair and balanced, as you guys know here, to decide, will it be EU, will it be NA? And this very well could be a deciding factor. Let's check it out. Spin, spin, spin. Tell us who might just have a better chance to win. Seems it's going to be going over to our friends on NA. Heyo there. US rallying big. Totally didn't use all them big daddy warbucks to pay off any of our staff. No, never. No siree. But we're going to find out how it all plays out. Can Germany, through their efficacy, their discipline, surpass even the internet battling against them? Find out soon after the break. Don't go anywhere. Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to Predecessor Nations League. I'm D'Lo, joined here once again by Khan, joined here by Ragnarok, joined here by Lily, joined here by you, loyal viewer at home. Thank you very much for that as well. Guys, we've so far got to see history play out. World Wars 1 and 2 are back behind us. Now we get to see the future, World War 3. Who comes out on top? Hell if I know.
Yeah, anyone's game. Like, I feel like for the best quality third game, I think we got the best server for it. Germany just looked completely fine on ping. That last game, they didn't lose because of ping.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Germany just lost their foot in that game. They played into chokes. They just didn't know what they were supposed to do after they got that much lead. And that's why we're here, looking at the draft now for game 3.
Question of what we're going to see changed up here. It's the Severog ban again. USA, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why change our battle strategy at all? So it might have to be Germany who need to change up their strategy as far as what we see here at the drafting board, especially given the fact that we're in the same setting. We're back on these US servers. You can't expect anything to change other than your execution and your plays.
Exactly. I really have no clue who to ban in. I don't think they would ban counters, even though I think that the counters was the main value that the US got last game. But it's a bit of a weird pick to ban. The Decker makes a lot of sense. All those team fights, that Decker, massive impact. And then we have the Sinks pickup immediately.
Yeesh.
Of course, you gotta pick the counter.
I don't know. Is this Decker really better than Zinx? That's a
No.
question that is just out there to the Germany squad. I don't think so. Nobody here thinks so. Well, they just want to play against it. They think it's fun. So let's just do that.
To be fair, there's something to be said on the side of, okay, yes, maybe Decker's less high value on paper, but the fact that they're comfortable on that pick, they have momentum behind them too to back it up. Sometimes it's better to put someone on something that, hey, you haven't gotten to play this character today. You might be a bit sore for it. Richter being taken away from the US now, and Germany's going to use that, add it to their sandbox.
Yeah, just that CC tank, just CC all the way. You're never moving. You're dead.
Well, maybe this was the bait. Like, they wanted the Richter, so they were like, let's just take the Decker away from last game. It was an issue to us. We couldn't really do what we wanted to do. So let's just give them the Zinks and take the Richter. Take the Terra for a third time. He's running it. Stable character. He plays it very well. So they're just taking it again. And on the other side, they take the Twin Blast and they take the Kwang, taking out, well, the comfort ADC pick for Ping. So we'll have to see what Richter can cook here.
I actually love that strategy. Yes, it's not necessarily going to give you an advantage since you're not on that bad ping, but because now it's not just about getting a good tool to your side, it's about taking them from the toolbox of your opponent. I love that kind of saboteur strategy here. And now we're going to see if we can cut the break lines a bit further in US's side. Muriel makes a return, not banned this time, means she can join Germany's squad again.
Yeah, like that pick. I am always for a Muriel pick. I always love having a Muriel on my team. I think it's great. I also want to bring attention to that Kwang pick from the USA. Because remember, that was what Llama wanted to pick when he didn't get Sev. It was a Kwang pick on pick.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to look at what Llama is going to play this time. But Muriel with Junior on ping, a good pick, 100%. And I think with how the Terra was playing the last game, I think the missing factor would have been a Muriel to make some of the plays that the Terra made possible.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just the ingredient we're missing. That Krabby Patty secret formula can now be complete. US now trying to think about what they want to ban out. It's Gideon trying to take away that black hole option. Steel banned away on the Germany side. Leaves them open to pick up something next. Kant, what do we expect it to be?
Yeah, like Asset did a really good job on that Gideon. I wouldn't actually mind them picking up the Iggy here again. I feel like that works quite well around the Richter. Just
Sure.
that, and we have the Iggy. Just creating that zone of control. Step in here, you're never leaving. And then the US picks up the Drongo. Wait, a Drongo too? They have two ADCs.
All right, then Ragnarok, the logic, go!
I don't know why would you cook in a game that you have your own ping, but this is obviously a Twin Blast mid. I guess they just wanna... It's not gonna be really much equaling the pressure. But maybe they just want to melt the Terra and the Muriel combo coming in. It's really interesting to see how this plays out. I feel like it's a bit disoriented, the USA squad right now, but maybe the fifth pick just glues it all together.
They say, we have Zinks, the rest don't even matter. You can't jinx this squad. And now, with both those ADCs on their side, you can certainly, with those in-hands, grind down any Terra that tries to dive your backline, no matter how tanky they might think they are. Though, yes, it is a departure from what we want to see from them that were got in Game 2. Hopefully we can see the same thing here. To be fair, though, those objective battles were an awfully large part of US's game plan Game 2. Having these two carries now on their squad, does that make those fights look a bit easier?
I want to see the fifth pick, because when I look at that USA squad, I feel like I am missing... I feel like I'm missing what is going to keep those ADCs safe. Sure, you have the Zinxel, but that's only one Zinxel for two ADCs. Yeah, what is going to build that wall in front of them? It's not going to be the Steel, it's not going to be the Richter, it's not the Sev.
Well, I wouldn't say it would change anything. Moreover, I don't see a way that the USA team wants to engage here in case the Germany team has a hold of the objective pit, really. Like the Kwang Tether, really? The Terra, the Richter, the Iggy just have a hold of this objective pit, really. I think it's really hard for them to get into a pit. They just want to fight around corners in lanes again. Interesting
stuff there to talk about. I mean, as far as that strategy changing up here, hopefully we're going to be having here. But unfortunately, we do have a bit of a some analysis coming in here. It seems an Aurora pick is what just came in here for the U.S. We can't see it on the screen, but we know it in our hearts and in our minds. Does that fulfill what we're asking for, that protect the president kind of strategy?
I think it does.
It could if the Aurora is just on point with those walls and they just wall up whenever one of the carries is too exposed. But yeah, I don't really like it, especially when the ult can just be completely countered by Terra ulting at the same time. If Terra gets on top of those ADCs, they're dead.
Well, I don't 100% agree with that because they needed that kind of engage. They needed that kind of control with having 2 ADCs and having a Zinx in the back already peeling, right? They just didn't have that engage aside from a tether. So maybe the Aurora might be their way in, really, or way out.
And we're getting a bit more news there live from the field. Draft frozen, but we know exactly who's on their squad. It's Germany locking in Murdoch to round out their composition. So it's all set up. Again, US locking in that Aurora and Germany locking in that Murdoch. Comps are ready to scrap it up. Comp for comp, game plan. What's changed? What stayed the same?
Okay, let's just start by looking at that Germany comp. I feel like it has a very clear game plan. It's just like, we're going to take this area and we're going to control it. We have the Iggy, we have the Murdoch traps. We just have a Richter that just CCs anything in the vicinity. It feels very concrete, very stable. It feels like a good plan. If we move over to the USA, it's just we deal more damage. And then we have that Aurora that's going to have to get some amount of value out of that ult that engaged, as Rag said, that way in.
Well, for Germany, they kind of have the same plan from last time, but in addition to the Richter, now they have a little bit more pick potential, and they have the Muriel, they have the Murdoch, which means the Terra can run free as she wish, and it will result in better, outcome than what we have seen from the last game. While the USA, as Khan said, it's just we're gonna try, and if we allow these CDCs to be alive for the longest time possible, we just win the team fight. It's a battle of attrition here, in my opinion.
It's a very American philosophy that Khan said, the fact that we just do more damage. Oh, okay, you have strategy? We have a gun. You don't think that's good enough? We have a second gun. A bigger gun. Exactly. So, guys, 3 words or less. Who wins? Why?
Germany, better comp.
This is a 50-50. It comes down. Just don't mental bloom. That's all.
50-50 is what we're seeing here. So, casters are split. Teams are split. They're ready to go. Who's going to be able to step up and take down Mankyu? Only one way to find out. TJ, DJ, Doc Shadow, take it away.
It'll be our pleasure, Dilo. Thank you so much for passing it back to us on the flannel casting desk for the deciding game between Team USA versus Team Germany. We are on NA servers for this one as well, Shadow. And I want to start with the point that Dilo made right at the start of that, when looking at the draft, right, is that USA found so much success and almost so much of their victory came down to just finding those objective fights. And it feels like for this deciding game, they just decided to look elsewhere for it. What do you make of the call?
I don't know what they're cooking. They very well could be making some sort of secret nuclear bomb that they're gonna utilize here. But the desk was talking about guns. They have 3 guns. They have the 3-gun strat. It definitely feels like their whole game plan is just do as much damage as possible, use Zinx to deny kills on your ADCs, and then bring them back to life so that they can do more damage again. I'm very interested to see what's happening. Team US is just throwing curveballs at us today, with game 1 and even game 2. It was just a lot of people collapsing on each other and team fighting, and it looks like we're going to see something similar maybe. They broke out actually at level 1 in the same exact spot. It seems like Zihi is he's a book, and everybody is reading him right now.
I mean, Zihi does not have to rely on the skill shot to be hit either. I mean, that ricochet is just going to cause a bit of pandemonium when it's going to be hitting onto multiple members. But this time, it seems that we have breaking news, everyone. We have the most normal start of Predecessor we have had in this entire series. We made it, folks. Everyone is here. Everyone is in their positions, kind of just having a bit of a neutral standstill. Wards come down, resets to reset that count here as well. And it looks like we've got to wait for the minions to crash before this game plays out a little bit more here, Shadow. And I can really sense a little bit of tension in this one because we are in a game-free deciding match.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot on the line here for both teams. Both teams, whoever wins this game, will unequivocally go to the semifinals and play against England in the semifinals to see if they get the chance to potentially play against, whether it's we don't know who's there. The script has not been written yet, but it might be France. And I think it's everybody's goal at this tournament to beat the reigning world champions. So, that's the script I'm going with. And if the United States loses this game by, cooking a bad recipe, then they don't get a shot at proving their mettle against the best team in the world. There's a lot going on here, and I have a question for you. Who is this in the off lane? OV Ho?
Well, considering what we had, banned for AFK as the in-game name, I'm thinking it still Sneaks, just on a slightly different accounts here. But honestly, Sneaks in that game too. I would be really surprised to see Sneaks subbed out for game number 3 because I think that guy is playing lights out. Zihi gonna force a very early blink onto Sid, making a very early rotation on that Zinx pick, finding a little bit of value in the mid lane.
Zihi doing the same thing he's done both games, or both previous games before this. The early level 1, level 2 rotate into the mid lane does burn the blink. We also see over here in the off lane, Llama is forced to blink away from a 1v1 from Sneaks. Sneaks not burning his to pursue potentially what could have been first blood, but hey, you know what? Mav gets the Cyan buff, they deny it, and meanwhile Ven is just going to be pressuring this Twin Blast in the out of the mid lane rather. Will they be able to get him?
And just swinging here, looking for that Reckless Assault, but maybe, the final tower shot will not come through.
Holy.
And incredibly, Ven and also Mav are going to walk away from that exchange. We're very close to a first blood there. You know what? I mean, I've always been a little bit, dare I say, on the fence here about the kind of the ping sort of thing there as well. But maybe in that moment, I could see that the ping maybe would have come through if Ven had just miscalculated there or moved back slightly quicker than he would have thought to there. But that was very, very close.
It was close, and it was definitely what I would classify as limit testing, but you know what it does? It equalizes that mid lane. So both mid laners have no blink until about the 8-ish, 7.5 to 8-ish minute mark. Which means that this game is going to start getting spicy sometime in the next 4 minutes, is when I'm anticipating these junglers and Zihi probably to start doing some crazy rotates. This is a very different game. Like it seems like the progression through the series has been chaos, just absolute everything's on fire. Who knows what's happening, to what seems to be a very disciplined, very streamlined game. But over in the offlane, we see North rotating with the Twin Blast.
That's an audacious move because Llama does not have a blink. Llama's just a massive hitbox. He's got the sidesteps, he's got the juke boots on. North stands still, holds his ground. 2 guns in his hand, and a first blood picked up by side of Team USA.
That is, if I had a bingo card, Twin Blast middle rotating to get first blood on a Richter would never get checked off. Like
what
that.
Do you mean? That's the center grid mark there.
That is just absolutely chaotic, but hold that because there's a team fight here, and Tacit might be caught out here. Mav slowing him, and he is going to go down to 3 heroes, getting the kill participation on Germany's mid laner. So that is 2 kills going the way of the United States with their crazy cooking competition right now. This is looking really good for the United States, like incredible almost.
I can almost sense the disbelief in your voice there, Shadow. It's like, this is actually really good right now. It's like, I wasn't actually expecting this pretty solid start here. But all I'm going to say on the play in the mid lane is it's just going back to the fundamentals. You said you wanted some return ganks, you want some return engagements there. I think Zihi walked so that Mav could run there. There was no blink. Hoarfrost locked up to Acid. Pretty standard predecessor, all things considered here. Just going off the back of that play, and now Mav going for the gank on towards Llama, who still doesn't have the blink, and that's tier 1 tower seems to be such a long way away. Blast Flower does not get him in the right direction. Llama will just try to buy time, because Ven is here, maybe trying to think about turning the fight, but Llama dropping down. Ven has to get out of dodge, and USA are going to find their 3rd unanswered kill on the right-hand side.
USA. But no, that is a great rotation, capitalizing. That is what I want my junglers in pub and ranked games to do, is capitalize on the fact that someone does not have a blink. You know that their blink is down. Bully them, punish them for not having blink for 5 minutes. That's like 2 or 3 solid rotations. So really well played by the United States, specifically Mav there, applying that pressure on the pinpoint where it needed to be. But something I did want to draw up was these Zihi rotations, right? Something that keeps coming up is mental booming, Tacid specifically. I think that's, maybe my brain's a little slow, so maybe those of you at home who realize this already, but maybe that was Zihi's game plan all along, was just trying to bully Tacid into just collapsing and losing focus so that he doesn't play at the top of his game. Just something to think about. I don't know. Maybe just something we're looking at.
Matt wants to give this dual lane something to think about. Junior's the one who's going to be caught out. What a gag grenade coming out from Neo. Junior's got no way out of that one. He's going to fall down, and USA with this momentum, with this advantage, going to start up their first neutral objective. 4 kills to 0. USA coming out of the gate strong in this early game.
USA fully healthy after that surprising pick. I genuinely didn't think they were going to get Junior, but I mean, that's just a testament to how important control heroes are, so the Auroras. But something we've seen is this attempt to trade objectives, but Sneaks is privy to this.
Once again, Ven is going to be a bit delayed to the fight. The third of Heavens got Sneaks in towards the pit, and Sneaks runs down Ven, and now Llama is caught out between 3 members once again. He has got the consecrated ground, able to be with Junior to expedite him away, but Team USA once again through brute force will shove Germany off of the neutral objective and take that for themselves. 5 kills to 0, and add a second neutral objective of the game.
Sneaks, he just needed 2 games to warm up. I mean, he's playing out of his mind right now, just with the oppression that he's putting against Llama, as well as the just that the whole play in that mini prime pit was just to perfection. The tether into the fury of the heavens, into just chasing Ven into his death. It's unfortunate for the United States they did not burn Llama's blink, but Llama is so far behind right now. He's down a level. He's also down probably a little bit of XP, and he's down a mini prime buff, so Sneaks is going to be pressuring this lane super hard. I'm expecting this tower to go down at least before this buff is gone.
But maybe, I mean, that seems like such a difficult matchup for that Richter to even deal with the Quang at this point, so maybe Team Germany are hoping that Llama, when he starts to make those signature rotations, it's going to really find some value on that pick. We're looking towards the Whiplash. I said at the start of game 2, there's the ultimate confidence pick of having the ping going your way and first picking a Richter, but something could equally be as said as having the game not being on your servers and first picking the Richter regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's a testament to how strong the hero is. You know, just being able to walk up and potentially hit a skewer. Skewer can be quite challenging depending on what input you're on, but the hero himself is just, he's very good at lane trades because he has a built-in shield that he gets for free. He's very helpful because he can silence 4 heroes at once if he really wants. He's just a very valuable hero overall, but the Whiplash is just chef's kiss. It is just so good of an ability.
Just saw Mav getting away with a recall behind the towers. Like, interestingly, you heard that one before. However, Germany looking for a collapse here. Junior's making a bit of a Zihi rotation on towards North. But he's got the juke boots on. He's got a rocket dash, and North bunny hops away to safety, and that rotation falls apart at the seams here. Germany starting to flail about here.
Yeah, again, illustrating the lack of control that Junior offers on that Muriel. I know we will see Muriel. She gets stronger. Hold that, because somebody is going down. I can't even see it. That's Tacid. He gets bullied.
As it is down, Junior might be the one to fall here. He used Reversal of Fortune to try and help his mid laner. Has to expend a blink to get back towards his tier 1 tower, but a 6th unanswered pick coming out here from Team USA. Ven is having to help clear out the tier 2 tower. This is such a rough spot for the side of Germany Gold here, as Team USA commanding lead, and a deserved one as well with how they've been playing this game.
I want to point out that the duo lane is in the mid lane now. That is why they were able to just collapse 4 onto Tacid. He did not stand a chance because there were so many heroes there. And as if you look at the map as well, the side of the United States, they didn't even take damage on their tier 1 tower. Like, they left their lane for what seems like 4 minutes and nothing happened. I don't know if that's a Murdoch flaw. I don't know if that's like a miscommunication, but yeah, it feels like Germany's falling apart right now, and in part because they just lack control. This Muriel, I'm not convinced quite yet.
Well, that main keyword I want to focus on, that control that you have been mentioning here for the side of Team Germany and how it's lacking. Maybe we have to wait a little bit longer for that. You know, maybe that's just the EU copium in my head going on right now. You know, don't worry, guys. Llama's coming. Llama's going to do something right now. Like, you know, the deaths highlighted of the zone denial that this Germany composition has. The lockdown in towards this Iggy and Scorch. Ven having much more safety to complete those dives here. But it almost feels like Ven has been trying to put out fires rather than be the one causing problems himself. Pressure on his dual lane. Maybe Ven can make something happen on his left-hand side, but Neo's going to use that shrapnel cannon, gets to distance, have to back away, clear the wards out. Second Fangtooth is on the horizon.
Neo does still have Blink, so he did use one of his inherent mobility skills, but he does have another one, so he is more than okay. You can see him pushing up to the river there. He's fine with continuing to apply pressure, but Tacit and now Llama are here to fight for the second Fangtooth.
Well, there is Llama. He's made the rotation, but what can they do with it? It's that ricochet, and now Mav hits the Chrysism on towards 2 members. Impale comes out trying to cause problems for Tacit. Already down. It turns out the ice is stronger than fire. A blink from Ripster to try and get away from Mav, but North, 2 guns firing, pew-pewing his way through as Germany are going to lose 4 members. Team USA, 10 kills to 0, straight on towards their second Fangtooth for the game.
I hate that this is working. Just so much damage, and they're relying so heavily on just the Aurora control. Or Hoarfrost into the Cryoseism. She's locking down 3, 4, 5 heroes at any given time. And then she just has a Drongo and a Twin Blast to get to stand there for free, just pumping damage into the side of Germany. And it feels really, really tough right now because, as you said, Ven is just putting out fires. He doesn't have a chance to jump on anybody. He can't jump on Twin Blast. He can't jump on Drongo because Zinx will revive him. He can't jump on Zinx because Twin Blast and Drongo will just kill him. So there's not really like a great answer. And really, it's predicated on getting a hook, getting a nice displacement, something that locks someone out of a fight real quick, burst them down, and then have a numbers advantage. But that's really tough when you're on ping.
I mean, like a lot of MOBA balancing comes down to kind of a rock paper scissors approach, but it doesn't really factor in when someone brings a double-barreled shotgun to that competition. That's really what the Team USA have been doing here, as Team Germany just really struggling to find a response here. Gonna get some damage on towards the tier 1 tower because Zihi is just grouping up with the team, and Team USA, you know, like, saying what I want. I can say what I want about, you know, all the copium about me being, you know, EU and stuff like that, but Team USA are just playing this map better. They're playing this team composition better, and right now this is such a deserved lead for them as well. Neo's still got to be careful, but he's dealing out some damage here, but he might have walked too far forward because the minis are still causing damage, and Richter is able to get a kill back. So it's going to be no longer a perfect game. Ven might actually bumping in towards the Mav on the jungle. The blink and the blink follow. Ven getting a second kill. Germany looking to answer back, but there's a big grouping up on that right-hand side.
Signs of life coming out for Germany there. I mean, they just knocked out the 2 damage dealers from the side of the United States. As a result, they not only lose that duo lane tier 1 that Neo seemingly overstepped to defend, but it looks like they're most likely, no, tier 1 middle will not go down, but it is going to take some nice damage here. Mav should be able to protect it. All the meanwhile, Zinx, Quang, and Aurora were pressuring the right lane. Llama all by himself over there. He might have had Junior there, I don't know. But Junior, he could be anywhere on the map at any given time because of his global presence. So not really too worried, but these are signs of life from Germany. So if you're a Germany fan, be excited.
Well, Mav is certainly trying to find something to say about that as he leads with the Glacial Charge, the Umbral Sweep, and also the Hoarfrost can't lock down Ven. But they are forcing him out. But at the moment, there's nothing really on the map to play for at this point. USA are just running this death squad around the map, trying to find isolated members. And I think Team Germany might have, in the meantime, said, you know what, let's not be caught out of positions where we shouldn't be right now. Llama was thinking this was his lane, but Sneaks getting the damage. Reversal of Fortune will come down, but Sneaks is just completely unperturbed by this one. The tether lands. There's a very delayed blink. That's going to be Llama staying alive. Junior holds that blink until the last possible moment. Ven is here, but he misses the Highland Hurl, misses the route. That's going to be members of Germany able to get away, but a lot of resources still burned.
Zihi and Mav collapsing over here. They're all just kind of, as you said, they're death-balling, it seems like. Neo's on one side of the map, applying pressure. Meanwhile, these four are just kind of fighting with each other. And it doesn't really matter too much because A, they have control, and B, they have 2 ADCs. So even when one ADC is not there, you have the other one. So really, it's a very interesting team composition that is working in their favor, in which is allowing them to control these objectives in these maps. And as you said, like, these objectives aren't up currently, so really what they're looking to do is just shove waves, get money, reset, get items, and then hopefully posture themselves to have a successful team fight when this third Fangtooth spawns.
Or rather, if you're Zihi, it's shove wave, roam mid, roam right, roam mid, roam right. Maybe say hello to Neo every now and again because it just not been in that lane at all here. But hey, it's working. Junior might be caught out. Use the blast flower, throws Zihi over the wall. Okay, I gotta give Junior that one. That was quite cool.
I think Zihi did it himself. At least that's what I saw. But he was zooming like a race car with his little passive movement speed that made him run faster than anything I've ever seen. He was just like, meow, 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 meow. My name is Zinx, meow. But as you can see, yeah, the side of Team USA, they are beginning to posture. Getting posture first is key when you're up against a team that has Iggy and Scorch. You cannot let Iggy and Scorch set up. So that is why we're seeing them all hugging this famous corridor here. Let's see if a fight can reproduce.
Ven's deciding to find an angle behind it, but the wall comes out and Ven is isolated from his team.
No.
Pixel perfect
Oh
coming
my
out
God.
from the Aurora. That is how you isolate a member here, and Ven has to be the one to prove the point. 11 kills to 2 and no jungle, no chance of a miracle steal. Looks to be Team USA starting up this next Fangtooth, but Team Germany still going to keep this going. Zihi is low, but they need to get in towards this pit. No one currently zoning at the moment as that Fangtooth is secured. A graceful charge over the wall. Mav jumping inside, going to hit the crisis on towards 3 members. Here comes the stun. Here comes the explosion, but Germany's still standing strong. Germany's still in this fight. Rickster hitting some damage on towards Mav, trying to just change position with Junior, but there's not enough damage. He's able to get one, but he will lose his life as North is able to find a pick. Reversal of Fortune knocks up on towards Ta'asir, but a perfect surge, a perfect amount of lockdown sneaks on this Quang, able to take out the support. Ven is the only one left, and he's just come off the respawn. It's a delayed team wipe.
That is a delayed team wipe, and who needs stuns when you are unstoppable? But it doesn't even matter if you're unstoppable because they can just put a wall up. It doesn't matter if it's Decker, it doesn't matter if it's Zarus. This is an Aurora wall, and that was the perfect lockdown to isolate Ven. Really just a fantastic play by Mav on that Aurora, showcasing the capabilities of a hero who have the ability to manipulate the environment. Just really, really, really top tier play. And then beyond that, it was really just a series of cleaning up poor positioning, utilizing and leveraging that bonus move speed out of combat, as well as the advantage from that third Fangtooth. Bonus damage, bonus defense, just really, really clean play by the United States, all thanks to Mav.
Well, so we're approaching the 20-minute mark. The Orb Prime will be spawning in a matter of moments, and Team USA in a commanding victory. Just looking at the levels, 1 level in that solo lane, a level in jungle. Mid is even. And that dual lane is only really the difference in the support. Zihi, for all this rotation, all of this movement, is actually still one level ahead of Junior, but that must be coming down to the amount of assists and EXP from getting involved in these kills. But Zihi has the zoomies trying to get through this river. The call is to back away. Ven going to be walled up once again by Mav or Frost from on high. Looks like they're going to root up on towards Junior. Consecrated Ground does give enough of a shield to get away, but that just calls all members over towards your prime on this right-hand side. Ven thinking about the reset here. Llama's got to be careful. Team Germany can't afford to lose any members on this corridor, but looks like Zihi is also playing with fire. That's going to be the blink forced out by Zihi as well, just to get away, but it's going to be engaged on the left-hand side. Mav and Sneaks combined. Junior is down. Tacit moves forward. The Inferno does boot Zihi away, but Llama's still left front lining. Llama's still dealing with 4 members, pumping all the damage in towards this Richter, and now Richter is the one who is going to drop. Tacit has been caught away from the rest of his team, away from enemy territory, and Team USA picking off members one by one. Tacit drops 4th kill on the board. Ven trying to make something happen here, but in a 1 versus 3, he's trying to lock down his Twin Blast, who just rocket dashes away. Reversal of Fortune does come down, maybe to keep Ven alive, but Junior might have to be the sacrificial lamb, and Ven is going to drop regardless. Germany just can't make anything work as Team USA 20 kills to 3 up. I'm also going to take off that Orb Prime for themselves.
USA doing 2 things at once with their 2 ADCs. One was fighting, one was orb priming. I mean, this is, I hate that this is working, because now all public games are going to start doing similar things, and wow, I hate this game. But no, I love this game. But that was a fantastic, very clean play again, all enabled by Mav on that, forward front line, splitting the side of Germany up, walling people off, locking them down with 4 frosts. But gotta call out Sneaks too. I don't think I saw him miss a single tether that entire fight. I think he hit probably like 8 in a row, and that tether is nothing to scoff at. It's A, good damage, but also B, it's control. Control is everything in Predecessor, and he was making it work. And this Junior on the Muriel just, it's lacking that control. It's lacking that semblance of any sort of control that we would hope to see. Junior gets caught by the tier 2 tower. It looks like Llama's going to get caught in his tier 2 tower. He gets tethered, but it doesn't matter. It just delays the inevitable. He is going to just get vaporized. This is looking rough for Team Germany right now.
I think this was looking rough from a very, very long time ago. Tacit spinning in circles. To get a live comm check from that one. North going to take him down, 23 kills to 3. And for Team USA, with how Game 1 went, with how Germany Gold absolutely wiped the floor with them, Team USA looking to correct the record here with a resounding, commanding lead. They're sieging on towards the core at 23.5 minutes in, a good amount of shielding, but not enough, as North is going to take down Richter. Ven takes the jump pads, maybe trying to catch some members of Team USA. Maybe the adrenaline's getting towards their heads here, but they're still standing, still pouring minions in towards the core. Shadow, I think Team USA actually think about going for the end here as well. The core down to 50% HP. This is how you get over game number 1. This is how you get over everyone doubting you. Team USA going to tomorrow's semifinals. They take game 3 and they do it in style.
They did it in resounding style. That was the wildest best of 3 I have ever seen. Game 1, I was like, why are we here? Why did you even show up today? Like, that was just embarrassing. Game 2, neck and neck, so close, very well played, very tight. And then that game, it seems like USA just had Germany's number, and they knew something about the draft that we just didn't know going into that game, but seeing it executed, they had enough control and enough thick boy frontlining from Mav on that Aurora, as well as Sneaks on that Quang. It was enough to enable those 2 ADCs to do ADC things, damage, objectives, boom, done.
They definitely just brought more guns to the table. And as you said, that death ball, as soon as that started rolling, not much that Germany could do. But it's funny that you mentioned, Shadow, as you just quickly recap your feelings through games 1, 2, and 3, because I'm very much exactly the opposite here. Game number 1, Germany definitely got the number of Team USA. Game number 2, neck and neck. And then game number 3, why are we even here? honestly. But fair enough, that is how it started. Congratulations to Team USA securing a spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. And commiserations to Germany Gold. They are eliminated, but man, what a banger of a series.
That was an absolute banger, and now we get to look forward to Independence Day 2.0 tomorrow. So England against the United States. That's going to be an absolute banger based on what we've seen. I mean, I'm expecting some spicy drafts coming out, but Germany, unfortunately, they lacked the ability to play on ping, but also it just felt like beyond ping, it was just they just weren't prioritizing control as much as I think I would have liked to see for them to be successful.
Well, there we go. That is going to do it for game number 3 of this best of 3 series for USA versus Germany Gold. I'm going to send it back to the desk for the post-set breakdown.
Thank you, Flannel friends. Guys, after witnessing that game 3 and all the glory it beholds, I only have one thing to say. A proclamation. The Allied armies, through sacrifice and devotion, and with God's help, have wrung from Germany a final and unconditional surrender. Said by Roosevelt, said by us here at the desk. That was a beautiful game to behold. Kant, Ragnarok, walk me through what just happened.
Well, beautiful from one point of view, that's for certain. The US just wiped the floor with the German team. I don't think there is much more to say about it. I talked before about how the German comp could be good for controlling an area and such, but they just got behind so quickly, so early, that we never really got there. It was just wiping from the US.
Well, I would say this was not ping div, this was not comp div, this was just mental div, really. That's all I have to say for this game. They did not show up as the players that they were supposed to be showing up as. And yeah, the third game was just not up par. It was not pretty to watch from my side, but congrats to the USA team making it to the semifinals, and let's hope for a good games tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful work there to not let the mental boom take place for too long. They were like goldfish. They immediately just rinsed it from their minds, says, hey, we got the ping now advantage, and we also got the stars and stripes on our side. Anyone in the chat that was doubting can now firmly swallow their words, because US are looking to make it to finals. They're looking to take down England next in another battle of the ages. That being said, what will take place next? We have more quarterfinals action coming at you in just a bit. Don't you dare go anywhere. Right after the break, we got a brand new set coming at you in just a bit.